roofing and foundation repair like no one else. They're certified experts that are committed to making your experience great.
Headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox have now lost 7 of their last 11 after coming up short to Baltimore last night, 6-3 at Fenway Park. Alex Cora's team struggling right now.
But this is who we are. This is the roster that we have, and that's our job. Keep grinding with them. We're not going to give up. It's going to take more than the 26 guys that are here. We know that. There's people on the roster or off the roster that probably they're going to contribute. But right now, we're doing everything possible to help them out, all of them.
Jaron Duran drove in all 3 runs for the Red Sox, but that also includes a 2-run double in the 9th that made the game closer than it really was. The two teams will play again at Fenway Park tonight. The Sox also announced Tanner Houck underwent Tommy John surgery yesterday. He's expected to miss most, if not all, of next season. The Red Sox, Seattle, and the Yankees are all tied for the 3 wildcard spots in the American League, 3 games ahead of Cleveland. All 3 teams have 38 games left. As for the Patriots, they were missing Christian Gonzalez, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, Kendrick Bourne, and Efton Chisholm, among others, at practice yesterday. Gonzalez and Bourne won't practice or play this week as the team gets ready for their final preseason game. That'll be Thursday night on the road against the New York Giants. Fox News and others are reporting this morning the Patriots have reached out to Cincinnati about a possible trade for hold-in defensive lineman Trey Hendrickson. Former Patriots third-round draft pick Ronnie Perkins is signed with Atlanta. And Sportsnet in Canada reports that the Hoffman family have emerged as serious contenders to purchase the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins from the Fenway Sports Group. The Hoffmans are based in Florida. They own a minor league hockey team down there. The price tag is expected to be around $1.75 billion. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who've been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update is 6:30.
Come on, let's face it. Your summer barbecue, it's just training camp for tailgate season. And Patriots training camp is where the Sports Hub will be as the team gets ready for a new season with a new coach, Mike Vrabel. Keep it on the Sports Hub, and we'll keep you up to date with all things Patriots. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I'll tell her the truth. I miss Bodie.
That problem is too large for the starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy.
Yes.
Thank you, man from North Carolina.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? You're a better GPT than Sarge.
No.
No, that's modesty to say.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, we are in the Town Fair Tire Studios. 617-779-0985 is the phone number. You can watch us live on YouTube every morning. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and watch us. And apparently there are 1.3 million people watching the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift podcast.
I don't care.
Well, I got to talk about something.
Yes.
I mean, it was big news. You understand?
No.
Okay, well, I'll explain. I wonder if the number would have been more if there was no Jason Kelce. Like, I'm serious. If you're Jason...
Oh, no. That's an excellent point. If you were to tell everybody, hey, it's just going to be Travis and Taylor, and just sitting there having a chin wag and talking about themselves and all that stuff.
First date, how they met,
Oh my
all that
God,
stuff.
like completely dedicated to it without
That's a good
interruption.
point. Yeah.
Well, say that usually if they would have gone live, they would have had 20,000 viewers. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So let's just give them some credit and say if the New Heights podcast went live, they'd have 20,000 viewers, which I don't think would happen, but let's just say that.
Okay.
So they essentially got, 1.3 million views because of Taylor Swift, that she's that popular. And part of it was that she's with her boyfriend. So that's Travis Kelce. I would guess that if it was better, and it was fine, I mean, it was boring, but if you're a Taylor Swift fan, like, you'll listen to anything, and she's talking about her future and, albums and stuff like that, so you're probably interested. But if Jason Kelce wasn't terrible, or he wasn't there, those people might start texting their friends and go, oh my God, this is like unbelievable, you got to tune in. And then maybe you get 2 million people. You almost double your number because of word of mouth while it's going on. Because then you're getting people that they love Taylor Swift, but maybe not enough to, go out of their way to watch it. But you're saying, like, this is unbelievable. Like, you won't believe it. Like, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are talking, and they're being asked these questions by this other guy, and it's crazy what's going on. And then you go, oh, I got to see this. Or, wow, you should hear the two of them just unfettered. They're just able to talk between the two of them. It's like being in their living room. So any option is better than having Jason Kelce there. And I'm also surprised that 1.3 million is a record for YouTube.
Yeah, it seems like something would have surpassed that. Don't get me wrong, it's a massive number of people, but shouldn't there have been something by now on YouTube that got a few million viewers?
Well, Stern used to get, well over, into the millions when he was syndicated in all those markets at the same time. So, and there's like Butterfly by Crazy Town was on the side of my screen on YouTube yesterday.
How many views does that?
252 million.
Whoa, oh my God.
So if Butterfly has 252 million views, this song, then I got 1.3 million. I mean, it's a lot. And especially for nowadays, like with TV. But if that's the most YouTube has ever gotten at the same time, that's not so great. That's not overly impressive. The Big Bang Theory used to get, 9-10 million people watching at a time?
Yeah.
And that wasn't so long ago. You put on a good show on television, like a show that... I have to imagine even... Like, The Bachelor gets way more than that. That's funny to me that 1.3 million is what they got. I'm still reeling from the information from the Bill Simmons talk that he made that people buy. I know people buy followers on Instagram. I didn't know it was prevalent as it is. But that podcasts buy listeners. That's what screws me up, to screw the metrics up. So what that does is, it is a fake number, and you would be going to advertisers. That's why it's impossible to sell podcasts, is that you're going to advertise. What's one of the reasons is that you're going to an advertiser and you're going, look at how many people downloaded or listened to my show. And that information is not reliable at all. There's no reliable way of looking at it. You could just have robots download it. It's free. Or, go to Spotify and, do whatever. But that was... that the podcast thing was a little surprising to me. It was a little surprising to me.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't here for the playing of the portions of the Kelce brothers and Taylor Swift podcast, but the clips that I saw leading up to it were a little cringy. I understand it wasn't all that cringy in the end, and for Taylor Swift, for somebody who's achieved like her level of stardom and fame, she seems to be she doesn't seem like a completely changed, which I don't know how you don't become completely changed and
as insulated as you are from society
and weird.
Yeah.
As I think most people would become after achieving that level of fame.
Well,
but she doesn't seem weird at all.
And just one more thing, and then I'll get to what you said. And the thing is that if you buy listeners, then they end up in your algorithm, and then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That if I'm, one of the Rogosphere guys, I don't know, the one that used to be fat, just go Chrysler or whatever he does. That I don't really see it that much anymore. I don't know if it's as popular as it was like 2 years ago. But if you're him and you buy a bunch of views, now it's just in everyone's algorithm, and now it's something that you're aware of, and it's because of just them buying the views. Yeah. So anyway, and if you're selling out in return for doing that, you sell out stadiums. I think that's a fair trade. Anyway, so is Taylor Swift normal? Certainly compared to like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Or Madonna, who developed a British accent when she was with Guy Ritchie. And she was very into Kabbalah, which excited so many of my Jewish friends. They got so excited. And I go, well, do you do Kabbalah? And they go, no idea what it is, but it is something to do with Judaism, and it's very exciting.
Something about being a Jew, or in Madonna's case, a wannabe Jew.
And if you think there wasn't a female Jewish girl or non-Jew that I knew that wore a string around their wrist at that point in their lives, then you are sadly mistaken, my friend, because that became a thing. But yeah, I mean, she developed this whole. I mean, the way she got famous was being persona and banging a bunch of DJs. What a time to be alive in the early '80s, New York City, and record people.
Yeah,
and that's from I Want My MTV. This is no scandalous putting Madonna down. She slept with club DJs, then she slept with radio DJs, then she slept with A&R guys, then she slept with people at the. I mean, she knew who to sleep with.
Yeah,
it was a good move. And if you think about it, I mean, she wasn't the hottest and she wasn't the most talented. She had Borderline, which was a great song at the swim club, Woodbrook Swim Club, about 1983, 1984. Would play over the speakers.
That's a good song.
Borderline is a good song.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of songs, like a Virgin's not that good a song. It's more the sentiment and the video that made it such. She had a wedding dress on, white.
Most of her videos and songs are like that.
Well, some of them were very controversial, like a prayer.
Which is also a good song. It's one of those songs that I heard someone else do it like in a way that you would hate, Fred, just like an acoustic cover of it.
Yeah.
But like a guy singing it, I'm like, oh, if you take away like all the Madonna stuff, it just as a standalone song, that's a good song. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, especially if like the Jelly Roll does it. Then you know that, he's Jelly Roll.
Yeah. It was Jim Croce.
Okay. Oh. He has a mustache.
Same thing.
Right? He's got a big mustache?
Yes. I think Jim Croce does have a mustache.
I think he died before that. Oh! Jim Croce died in 1973?
Yes.
Yeah, don't you remember the day of celebration?
In his 20s.
How did he die? I'm just now hearing about this.
I have no idea.
Of self-satisfaction.
You didn't know he was dead?
He died of self-satisfaction. He was so happy that he could play the acoustic guitar and sing.
I knew he was dead, but I thought maybe he had,
Him and Shel Silverstein. They went at the same time.
Oh! Plane crash.
Yeah.
Fred. On the evening of September 20th, 1973.
Yeah, 52 years ago. I hope if his family hasn't gotten over with it, I pray for them. I pray!
The day before his single I Got a Name was released, Croce and 5 others were killed when their chartered Beechcraft E-18S crashed shortly after takeoff from the regional airport in Louisiana.
Oh.
A regional airport in Louisiana, you wouldn't think that would happen.
Right.
You think you'd be
That's what
perfectly
makes
safe.
it so shocking.
That's that era of that Welcome Back Kotter guy.
John Sebastian.
Shel Silverstein was really annoying. Yeah, there was because they mailed Joni Mitchell's.
Yes, they all had A lot of big curly hair. They all had the mustache and the beard, and they all smelled like patchouli.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I don't know what they smelled like, John. You would because
That's
you
true. I
were
was alive at that point.
you were their contemporary.
That's right.
But yes, that was a bad time. Go back and watch the first couple seasons on Saturday Night Live. They're available. And when they go to the musical guest, now the first one they had Billy Preston.
Oh,
and he's all coked up having a good time, so that's all right. But then like every other episode. It's all to me. It seems like I was getting emails like, "Oh, you're wrong." Like so and so played, but there's enough of it. John Sebastian plays.
Yeah.
There's enough. And Joni Mitchell, I don't get. I really don't understand it. But she's there's reverence for her, and then it's just people with acoustic guitars.
She was like the Jewel of their time,
except not hot at all. Jewel was hot.
Yeah.
And she had some wellness festival that was going on. I read a story about.
Jewel has had the teeth fixed. She looks great. It's a Hallmark staple.
Did
now,
she
boys.
really fix her teeth?
Yes.
She shouldn't have. And I'm not kidding.
I
know.
That made her look attainable. But Danny Brown fixed his teeth.
Do you want a few of the season 1 SNL
Yeah,
musical
please.
guests?
Unless I'm way off base.
Randy Newman and Art Garfunkel.
Yep.
In
Together?
season 2. Well, Paul Simon was, episode 2. Paul Simon hosted.
Well,
so
Paul Simon
naturally, Art Garfunkel was
hosted
coming
like
out.
15 of the first 30 episodes. He was best friends with Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. Buck Henry, I seem to remember.
Who
was
wrote
on a lot.
like The Graduate or something? Like Buck Henry was like not even an actor, but
he was the constant. He was there a lot.
Him and Lauren had a falling out.
Please justify my irrational hatred for Randy Newman. I hate every single Randy Newman song, and they all sound the same. All those stupid movie songs he's written over the years. Everything sounds like this, and it kind of has a lilt to it.
He didn't play. I guess he was scathing in his satire, but he did not play. I think he's still alive. He didn't play the acoustic guitar, so that's not as bad.
But you know who did was Loudon Wainwright III, and he was in the 5th episode as a musical guest.
Yes.
So there you go.
You don't like I Love L.A.?
I hate that song.
You didn't watch that video
Stupid music
150 times?
Didn't he write the theme song to Major League, the movie?
But you know what? You know what? I Love L.A. is not actually about him loving L.A. It's about him calling out the foibles of L.A., which was so frustrating to Randy Newman. He didn't get how you didn't understand the pointed stick he was pointing at it. And that Kim Kardashian's mom made the video, I Love My Friends, for her 40th birthday party or 30th birthday party. And they showed who has to be Khloe Kardashian's real dad, a hairdresser that looks just like Khloe Kardashian. And it's almost frightening. Because there's no way the Kardashian guy was her father. There's no way. And she's spent her entire life altering her looks to look more like her sisters. It's actually quite sad.
I'm reading the lyrics to I Love L.A. right now. It's not the scathing takedown of Los Angeles that would make it immediately obvious that it was anti-L.A.
Okay, because the first I heard that, like, people don't get it. It's like Born in the USA. They don't get it. It's not how great L.A. is. I listened to it closely, and I'm like, ooh, wow, he pulled no punches.
Rolling down the Imperial Highway with a big, nasty redhead at my side. Santa Ana winds blowing hot from the north as we as born to ride. Roll down the window, put down the top, crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We're going to ride till we just can't ride it no more. The south side of the valley, the west side of the east side, everybody's happy because the sun is shining all the time. Looks like another perfect day. I love L.A. I love L.A. We love it. All right.
Well, that's the setup. Now,
Century
this
Boulevard.
is where he takes
We love
you
it.
down.
Victory Boulevard. We love it. Santa Monica Boulevard. We love it. Okay. I don't know.
Now he gets into it.
You're saying you don't love it. Obviously.
No, but does he get into a pointed attack?
Look at that mountain. Look at those trees. Look at that bum over there, man. He's down on his knees.
Ooh, all right, there you go.
Look at these women. There ain't nothing like them nowhere. I love L.A. We love it.
Okay, and that's it?
There's a beginning part of it that I think got clipped off in the radio edit. but
Okay, so it just
there's nothing.
a bum.
There's no takedown of L.A. in it. He says,
Well,
"I hate New York City. It's cold and it's damp."
Yeah, that's at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the bum.
It's
the
bum.
We're gonna ride until we just. I love that. It's just me and this hot chick are just gonna drive in this car until we can't drive anymore.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to pull over and actually do something, like have her, like have sex with me.
But the music video too.
I wish we just could keep driving. I love driving.
Yeah.
We could be having sex and then I could drop you off somewhere, because that event is over, and then I could go do something else fun. But nonetheless, they're just gonna drive.
But the music video, as I remember, it very much looks like a love letter to L.A. I mean, nothing about this is bad.
Well, it's a Trojan horse, so they can get to the bum on his knees line.
They're bombs.
They Trojan horsed MTV and people were so unwise they didn't understand what they were dealing with.
I remember looking at this video and saying, "I want to go to L.A. This looks great."
Saturday Night Live did a disastrous show live in New Orleans with the original cast, and Randy Newman played, and they had to make a bunch of adjustments because they were afraid he was going to get killed by the drunken live crowd that had assembled where he was going to play. So there was like a lot of, because when he started playing, a bunch of people that had been drinking and waiting around for 10 hours weren't overly blown away by Randy Newman. So they, because he was just sitting there on a piano, so they were like, what the hell's going on? It's the 70s, let's go. And it didn't go without a hitch. That's available on YouTube. If you'd like to see it. They have Dan Aykroyd on the statue. People are throwing things at him. They keep going to Jane Curtin and Buck Henry because they had him stationed somewhere, and that they were like everything wasn't going off, so they had to keep going to Jane Curtin and Buck Henry, and they were live calling like the crowd, and they were put in a position where they had to do like a half an hour of just like improv about the crowd
in the same building. Or
there's no building,
Oh,
so
there's no
like
building.
yeah, they were stationed. Maybe the performance was in a building of the Randy Newman song, but no, they were all around the city at different places, and they were doing like sketches in different places. It was, live in the 70s, and they had to go to different film crews and direct it. And the audience was, drunk as hell. It was at 11:30 or 10:30 at night, Louisiana time, New Orleans time, and they were just all fired up. All right, we'll be back. When we come back, we will catch you up with everything that happened last night. The Red Sox and Elliot Wolf is speaking, and there's so much more in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
We are Dutcher and Hardy, brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened, because this is what happened last night. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy.
Did you catch the game last night, Fred?
I did. I caught the last 2 innings, as a matter of fact.
I caught the entirety of the game because I decided with the house empty last night, I would take that opportunity to assemble some dorm furniture things so I could have them all ready to go and pack up next week and spread them all out over the kitchen there and the TV they're on in the background. And I thought, well, I'll put together this little refrigerator stand with the 2 drawers, and this will be done by the second inning or so, and then I'll just sit down on the couch and watch the rest of the game. I too was able to sit down for the last 2 innings.
I see.
7 innings it took to put this frickin' nightmare together.
Jeez.
Because they can't do anything for you ahead of time. They'll pre-drill some holes, but that's it. But I saw Dusty May up there on the mound, who was pretty good last night. I mean, he's good. He wasn't perfect.
Henderson cracks the first pitch to deep center field. Rafaela will watch it fly. Gunnar Henderson with a monstrous delivery on the first pitch from Dustin May. He blasts off to center for his 15th home run.
I have it in my head that he's annoying.
It wasn't the first pitch. That was in the 3rd inning. So, don't be misled by the call there.
Yeah, I can't stand watching that guy pitch.
Why?
He wasn't bad. You look, he gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. He wasn't bad, but every batter.
Is it the Dice K-esque?
Every batter's 3-2. Every single one. Every breaking pitch is outside or sweeps inside.
John,
every fastball is just too high.
John,
at the end of the night, he may have done okay, but I can't stand watching him. I get older just watching him.
Keeps the crowd into it.
Oh,
you get a lot.
You know what? No, he doesn't. He drives the crowd to go get beer.
No,
because it's more interesting than watching him pitch.
Who's going to miss a payoff pitch? Come on, baby.
You have to wait 20 minutes to get there.
Well,
and by the way, if you miss this payoff pitch, just wait another couple of batters. There'll be another one.
Oh, well, he ended up going 6 innings, 2 runs on 8 hits, 5 strikeouts.
You know how many pitches?
100
on the dot, baby.
Yeah, 100. Now Garrett Croce has had 100 pitch outings where he lasted just 6 innings, but he throws strikes. He gets pitches over the plate. He strikes guys out. I can't stand watching this guy. I can't.
Well, then I love it.
Okay.
I'll
just
counter
like
that.
You just love L.A., you love Dusty May.
Dustin May.
Dustin May.
Dustin May.
Dusty.
Okay. I call him Dusty. Dusty, if you're listening, I was a big fan of your father, Dusty, when he wrestled, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh.
So obviously.
Is that how names work?
Yes. I have a friend, my friend Mike Bell, who we've had on the show, does a perfect Dusty Rhodes.
Really?
Yeah, we have a guy here who does a perfect Macho Man, but
Sean Silver, yeah.
But Macho Man is like the Christopher Walken of wrestlers.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes is like the Larry Fine of impressions.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the idea that he's doing. One of the funnier things about impressions is if someone does someone that everyone does, then it's like, okay, yeah, it's good. You do a really good one. But when someone does a completely random guy like Dusty Rhodes, that's much more enjoyable. Like, I just heard a Stern where Billy West came in and did Larry Fine. Oh, who was the guest? Back when Billy was on the show, God, it was good. Because they would guest on and he would just screw Billy West would just come on and disrupt everything by being the character. I can't remember who the guest was. He had Conan O'Brien, though, on, and Billy did the Jackie puppet the whole time. And Conan O'Brien couldn't have been more miserable for half an hour. That's on YouTube. Billy won't, and Howard keeps calling him into it, and, like, he won't stop. He's doing like Jewish jokes and stuff to Conan O'Brien, and Conan O'Brien's got to sit there.
I was thinking about
Conan O'Brien's not Jewish, which is why it's funny. So because he's making him so uncomfortable.
Was it Gilbert who did like the elderly Groucho Marx?
Yes.
Like, all right, nobody does an old Groucho, but Gilbert did. I don't even know if it sounded much like.
Oh no, it sounds exactly like he was. You know, Back when we were in vaudeville, you would light a cigar. Now you had matches or a lighter. The old. He sounded exactly like old Groucho. Who would hang out with which rock star when he couldn't sleep at night? Call up which rock star? Alice Cooper.
Oh.
Neighbors with Alice Cooper. When he couldn't sleep at night, Alice Cooper would bring over a 6-pack beer, lay in bed with him, watch old movies.
Huh.
Not gay. Just, no, company. It was actually quite sweet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. The Orioles would expand their lead.
Because if it was gay, it would have been bad. I
They were
just want to make that clear. Go ahead.
4-0 in the 7th. Jared Duran sac fly to center. Bregman scored, so it's 4-1.
What is he got, a super scrotum?
Yeah, that's right. The sac fly. 6-1 in the 9th. This game is over. Wait a sec. Hold it. Is it?
Fly ball back toward the wall. That's headed back to the green. That slams into it. 2 runs will score. Anthony and Lowe are both in. It's a 2-run double. That'll make it 6-3.
You can tell it ain't the guy's first rodeo. He says that hit the green. It's going to hit the green.
Mm-hmm.
He just shortens it to green. By the way, Hicks with another incredible outing.
That was really good that he gave up those 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning. It would have been a 4-3 game after Duran's hit. It turned out because of Hicks, it was a 6-3 game after Duran's hit.
I have to be I like when I am the only one who knows about a guy that is traded for. It happens very, very rarely. It has to happen. It has to be a Jet, basically a Jet or a Cardinal.
Yeah.
And I am excited that he is living up to the billing that I gave him as being absolutely atrocious.
His ERA is only 6.61.
I'm a little upset that there was no one saying what a great addition he was, because that would have been fun. But no one was saying that.
You know what, Fred?
People were just kind of keeping their mouths shut.
You never even gave him a chance. Not only did Alex Cora give him a chance, he's going to continue to give him chances.
Again, he didn't finish the slider. Foul tip with 2 strikes, and then a fastball up that the guy got to it. So
okay, well,
we're
all right.
to work with him. We're not going to give up.
They're not going to give up. We're going to continue to work with him.
I get it, but so you miss with a slider, and the guy just gets a bat on it. Okay, well, that's a good pitch. But now you get credit for throwing that good pitch when the next pitch you just leave up. You got to execute your pitches.
I guess he's not allowed to make mistakes.
Not
in your world.
But you get what Cora's point is that hey, he threw a really good slider and the batter was lucky to get a piece of it. And then the next pitch sucked and he drove it. But the thing is that they're professional hitters. That's part of the deal. I would have had Tony Gwynn off, but he fouled one off, that pretty good pitch. Well, yeah, because that's what he does. He can when the ball's late in it, you can do a late swing and just get a piece to stay alive. That's kind of part of the art of it. Go ahead.
The end of what Cora just said, we're going to continue to work with him. He's been in the majors 7 years. He's 28 years old. We're going to continue to work with him.
Yeah, he's a young
what?
man. He's a young man.
What do you have to work with him on?
His stuff is so amazing. They just can't figure it out.
Entering his prime.
He just...
See, you put Jordan Hicks in college, and he's throwing that hard, no one can hit him.
Yeah.
But
how unfortunate that's not the
you're
level
saying
he's at.
in the majors, these guys are a little craftier than that?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that they can hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball. They can hit 102-mile-an-hour fastball. You can't, blow them away anymore. So, if Hicks throws a slider and a guy gets a piece of it and then he comes back with a fastball, I don't care how fast it is, they can hit it.
Cora, but the thing is, by Cora saying
that,
that
1982, where Nolan Ryan was blowing guys away with 94-mile-an-hour fastballs. These guys can hit it.
By Cora saying we're going to continue to work with him, that's manager code for, you know what? I don't really trust this guy. We had to pitch him. We were low on relievers. We're not going to pitch Chapman. Yeah. We were down. That's the guy. I told you a story about Terry Francona. There was a guy named Willie Mo Pena who was as big as a truck, but
Batting practice hero.
Batting practice hero, and we'd go in. I was covering the Red Sox at that point. We'd go in, and why is Willie Moe in the lineup? He struck out 10 of the last 11 times he's been at the plate, and Francona would look at it and say, you know what? This pitcher is a good fastball. We're hoping he runs into one tonight.
Yeah.
That was code for he can't hit. This guy throws fastballs. Maybe Pena can hit a fastball. That's what Cora's talking about when he's talking about Jordan Hicks. He's not necessarily very good. We had to pitch him. We're hoping somehow he catches lightning in a bottle soon.
Well, he ain't going to pitch in the playoffs. You can't pitch him in any kind of playoff scenario unless you're way down, of course. But that's the thing is Willie Mo Pena wouldn't have fouled off that slider.
Yes.
So
Yes,
there you go.
true.
So he would have struck out Willie Mo Pena.
But
so that's a guy he would have struck out. Rob Deere, maybe.
Mickey Tettleton. Let's go.
They're both in the same lineup.
That's
for
right.
The Tigers.
So now the Red Sox have lost 7 out of 11, and the standings this morning, because Seattle lost again, this time to Philadelphia. Seattle, the Red Sox, and the Yankees are all tied now. For those 3 wild card spots. And Cleveland's 3 games back, and I only say that to say this. The Red Sox are at Yankee Stadium Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they have a 3-game series against Cleveland over Labor Day weekend.
And by the way, Kansas City is been red hot.
3.5 back.
And so keep your eyes on Kansas City. All I got to say is that the wild card is aptly named.
It's wild, baby.
Wild.
Because it's getting, if I could swear.
Right. And go ahead. Go ahead.
I still contend that you could swear on the air and not really get in trouble, but
you know
I
what
won't
it is?
do it.
It's bananas.
Bannanas.
One other baseball note.
I don't know how to spell banana.
With a bit of foreshadowing as to something that we're going to be doing at 8 o'clock here this morning. Padres and Giants last night. Former Red Sox Xander Bogaerts was something unfortunate in the second inning.
Bogaerts hits a fly ball to left field. Ramos going back onto the track at the wall. He'll make the catch. Gone. He was back there, and a fan reached over, I believe. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, he did, and that home run was taken off.
Don Orsillo. Always good to hear Don Orsillo.
But they're always voted the best TV crew. People have such good feelings. All you got to do is get fired from the Red Sox, and people love you forever. They really do. Because he was like a good guy, apparently, and then got fired, and so you root for that guy. That's you get a good guy gets fired. They tend to have a lot of goodwill. Guess who the last? They just did the thing for awful announcing that I get sent. What? Guess what the? Because once they've caused death threats for you, you automatically get sent stuff. Guess who the last broadcast team was? It won't be. If you thought about it, don't think so much about the broadcast team, even though the guy, it's a lady and a guy, and the guy is insufferable.
John Sterling and Susan Waldman.
No, it's TV.
Oh, TV.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, what team has got the most hatred towards it by their fan base?
Oh, what fan base hates their team the most?
Yeah, and it's not because of performance. They just hate their team because of circumstance.
The Mets.
Why would they hate the Mets?
I don't know.
No, the Mets have got like a great one. The Mets have got probably the best
Gary
one.
Cohen's really good.
The A's?
The A's.
Oh,
Adam, perhaps maybe you should come in here and switch seats with one of these guys.
Yeah.
Considering you actually have the
at
ability to deduce.
Oh.
Yeah, they have that guy who said, they go, you're a sellout for going out to, because you said you loved the A's when you were playing and you went to all these stuff. And then you did the groundbreaking in Vegas. He goes, I sold out. I started selling out when I was 5 years old to make it in the major leagues.
Oh,
and
that's right.
And he's got a big beard, like he's like a hipster, but he's not. He's just like a total part of the
Dallas Braden is
he got really angry.
Yeah, and the thing is that you know what they were talking about, dickhead.
Right.
Like you're pretending you didn't know what they were talking about. They're saying you sold out because you were like such a member of the community, and then you moved. I sold out since I was 5 years old to make the major leagues. That's such an shut up, because he's dumb. Like no one. He crafted that, and he was like, "This is what I'm going to do," and this is
what I'm going to say, even if it doesn't directly respond to what I'm being accused of.
Yeah, but this is going to like knock their socks off because it's going to be delivered with such passion, and you're like, "Whoa, you phony prick! You couldn't even come up with something. Just go like, look, man, I love baseball. I need the money. I don't know what to tell you. That would be God. That's PR. What do you want? The reality of it is they're moving, and I want the job. I don't know what to tell you.
Like when David Faraday went to live, and they said, "You're just what are you doing this for?" He said, For the money.
Yeah,
everybody is coming over here because
Money.
they've got so much freaking money, and anyone who tells you differently is lying.
Exactly.
I'm here because they're paying me so much
Now, you don't have
money.
to like it or watch him, but
Right.
he's telling you the truth,
Right.
which is what the truth is, what everyone knows. Ridiculous. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox lost to the Orioles last night 6-3. Lefty Trevor Rogers shut the Sox down on 4 hits and a run over 7 innings to pick up the win. The two teams play again at Fenway Park tonight. Patriots have announced Christian Gonzalez and Kendrick Bourne will miss the entire upcoming week. They weren't at practice yesterday. Rookies Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm were missing as well. The final preseason game is Thursday night on the road against the New York Giants. Fox News and others are reporting the Patriots have contacted Cincinnati. This would be about a possible trade for NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson. And Sportsnet in Canada is reporting the Fenway Sports Group is talking with the Hoffman family in Florida about possibly selling the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the McGovern Automotive Group. McGovern and 98.5 The Sports Hub are giving away a brand new Ford F-150. For more info on how to enter, follow 98.5 The Sports Hub and McGovern Auto Group on Instagram. Complete rules and details at 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. And Hardy, what else happened last night?
Oh, that was it. What else?
Just round ball?
Yeah.
That's basketball.
Small ball.
Small ball.
No, there was a few interesting things from Patriots training camp yesterday. Elliot Wolf spoke about the possibility, perhaps, maybe, still looking at stuff if the right opportunity were out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking to all 31 other teams and trying to do what's best for us. And if something presents itself, I think those things are often a lot more complicated than, the fans and some others like to make it believe. But, if there's something that we think can help us, we'll definitely be open to it.
Yeah, you naive sons of bitches.
You stupids.
You stupid idiot. You don't understand how complicated it is. You idiots.
Well, I do understand the notion that just because we have money to spend just doesn't mean we're going to go out there and spend it. But there is that nagging fact that you do have money to spend.
What is it, $60 million?
You've got money.
Far and away.
All right. So apparently they've inquired about Hendrickson, as I would imagine every general manager has. I like how this story was news, by the way, that they're talking to other teams. Imagine if a GM was like, no, we're done. We're standing pat. I'm not doing anything. In fact, my year's over. I mean, I've done the draft and free agency.
Here's your roster.
Yeah.
Season starts in a week.
That's just a question. Like, what's he going to say? Like, no. And then they're like, would you give up a pick, like high picks? And he's like, yeah, I guess. If the deal came around, because what are you going to say? No. Like, before the draft, you might say no, just like to quell expectations. Even then, you probably wouldn't. But then I could say, but why the hell would he do it now? So Hendrickson, obviously the pass rusher from Cincinnati, he wants money. They don't want to give it to him. Now they're saying that they're looking at trading him, and they say that they're never going to get it, but they say they want like a first-round pick, a young defensive player, and something else, and that won't happen.
Not for a 30-year-old pass rusher, it won't.
And so my question is, if you're a Patriot fan and they do have the money to spend, spending money is great. Do you want them to give up a first-round pick, which I'm telling you is going to be a good pick, and you want them to give that up, given where the team is, to get Hendrickson?
Now, see, I heard Barther over the weekend. He's going to be on with us later, and the asking price is going to be a first.
Yeah, that is true. You're going to have to give up a first-round pick to get him.
And he, I don't know if this was his own thought. We can ask him later, but maybe there was some notion out there. Well, would they be interested in swapping first? And the answer is no. No. They want an additional first-round pick to the first-round pick that they are going to hold on to.
Well, they're asking for more right now. They're asking for a lot more. So they're certainly not going to budge off a first-round pick. I mean, they don't. Either they're not going to have to pay him or he's going to play.
Okay,
there's one of the two options. So, I'm not giving him up for nothing.
If you have a guy that led the NFL in sacks last year, as Hendrickson did, and has 35 sacks in the last 2 years combined, no, I'm not taking anything less than a one and a young player and other things.
Well, and no one's going to give that up for a 30-year-old pass rusher. They're just not. No one's going to do that.
And from the Patriots' point of view, trying to look at the roster realistically, he's 30. By the time this team gets good enough to contend for anything, is he going to be relevant? Is he going to be worth the money you're spending on him?
And is it going to be worth the player in the career that a guy that you would take in the first half of the first round? Because that's what's going to happen. It's enough. Felger and Maz played a clip from Ryan Clark, and he said the Patriots are going to be a lot better. They have a much improved offensive line. He said this. And then you went, yeah, he said that. I think he said it yesterday. And then
this?
And Ryan Clark. And then they made the comment. Maz made the comment, and I think you've heard this before. Is I wonder if he's watched any of the preseason games or he's following the team, because I told you that it's something you'll notice now that you're a fan of a bad team. You'll hear a national analysis that it's obvious the people aren't following the team.
Right.
As I can tell you as a Jet fan, this is something that happens quite regularly. It's called a box score analysis, is that they just see like what Aaron Rodgers would do and they go, he played well. You're like, okay, you didn't watch the game. And then this is, and Mads made this point, but it's the point I've made many times, is, and he's obviously stolen it.
Stole it from you, but that's fine.
Is that
it's a compliment.
I'm kidding, of course, but this is parallel thinking in that he saw Patriots made a lot of moves. They have Mike Vrabel. Everything's better.
Right.
Like they they took a kid in the first round on the offensive line. They got a center in free agency who sucks. But they got a guy. Like they're just by just that they're going to be better. And that's a lot of the national analysis because they're hyper focused on teams that are going to win Super Bowls, and a team like the Patriots falls through the cracks, and then you're like, okay.
What they missed is all of that's true. All of that's true. The offensive line is going to be better than last year, but the roster was a 0 last year. Now it's a 2 or a 3.
Okay,
that's what they did. They did improve it.
Okay,
but
John, they improved it maybe for next year. I'm not positive. John, they might have to go out and take a guy that another team cuts and have him start on the offensive line. Like, you hear that they're in quite a pickle here with this left guard situation.
They had Wilson back at guard at practice yesterday.
Yeah, so we're going to see. I mean, they're not comfortable with what they have on their starting offensive line.
Oh, boy.
And it's not good. It's enough. The Ryan Clark thing was the last straw. Maybe then when people hear that, they go, oh, yeah, he can't be that familiar with all 32 teams.
Let me ask you this, Fred.
Sure. Shoot, you go.
We got a game on Thursday night. We're going to be in here on Friday morning. Will you watch? Let me finish. The Patriots play the Giants Thursday night before your show on the flagship station for the New England Patriots, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Answer. Yes, until they take the starters out if the starters play.
The starters aren't going to play.
Okay, then I won't watch.
Starters aren't going to play the game.
He'll turn it on to see who's playing.
Joe Flacco's playing for Cleveland, and he was just named the number 1 quarterback.
I know, and Kansas City's going to
Kansas City's going to play everybody, apparently.
Yeah, so you know for a fact that the Patriots aren't playing anyone?
I don't know for a fact, but history tells me that they won't.
Well, you're just saying it like it's true. I'm not kidding. Like, you're saying it like there's no way they're going to play. I don't know if that's true.
I thought he knew something about it.
So did I.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. You're like kind of like laughing it off. Like, no, I think that they're going to play starters.
Well,
I absolutely think
also,
they're going to play starters.
Keep in mind the Patriots and Giants are on national TV, which means kickoff won't be until about 8:20.
That's fine. I'm awake at 8:20. My point is that they have a week and a half until the season starts. A week and a half until the season starts. I bet you anything they play starters. I bet you anything. There's still competition going on. Wade May played last game. He needs to play again. Oh, yeah. I think starters are playing for sure. But at least most. Morgan Moses might not play.
Who didn't practice yesterday, though? There was a handful of interesting names there on the did not practice list.
Gonzalez and Bourne are out again the entire week. They're not going to practice.
Did Efton practice yesterday?
Chisholm did not practice. The thing to watch is Kyle Williams. He didn't practice either.
Oh.
He took that big hit last weekend. I don't know what's going to happen.
He
with
might
him.
have a concussion.
Yeah.
All right, we will be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub, Paisley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Baltimore beat the Red Sox last night 6-3 at Fenway Park. The Sox did get 3 RBIs from Jarren Duran and 6 solid innings from Dustin May, but the bullpen struggled again. Gunnar Henderson and Sam Basallo drove in 2 runs apiece for the Orioles. Walker Buehler will pitch against the Orioles tonight. In other Sox news, Tanner Houck underwent Tommy John surgery yesterday, and Rob Refsnyder was placed on the injured list with a strained oblique. The Patriots announced that Christian Gonzalez and Kendrick Bourne will miss the entire upcoming week. They were not at practice yesterday. Rookies Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm were missing as well. Will Campbell was out there. He continues to get better as the preseason continues.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like, I've tried to come in each and every day and just, pick one thing that I saw that I didn't do good the practice before and try to come out and fix it and just, make a step forward every day. Try not to, go backwards in any, way, shape, or form. Just keep pushing forward.
The team will practice again this morning. They visit the New York Giants in their 3rd and final preseason game Thursday night. Elliott Wolf told the media before practice he'd be willing to deal a top draft pick right now for the right talent. And to that end, Fox News and others are reporting the Patriots have contacted the Cincinnati Bengals about a possible trade for NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson. And Sportsnet in Canada is reporting the Hoffman family in Florida have emerged as a serious contender to purchase the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins from the Fenway Sports Group. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the crispy fried twin catch with North Atlantic cod and crispy shrimp, available every Monday through Wednesday for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Start your day.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Work through your day.
What's that thing we do at the end of the show?
And end your day.
I'm not giving you an opinion. I don't know.
Right here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Juggalo 101. Never pick up any money that you find on the ground. Because what juggalos like to do is a thing called a poop dollar. And they will wipe their ass with a dollar bill and then throw it on the ground and then watch you pick that dollar up and get shit on your hands and yell poop dollar at you. So don't do it.
I want to, a rap album, rap something. And I thought to myself, oh, you're lame. You'll probably like this insane Clown Posse. I'd never heard it. And in fairness to him, he listened to it. He couldn't understand it. But they have, Hardy, the Joker cards that they unveil.
So they've been revealing Joker cards here for years, Fred. And don't please feign ignorance and act like you don't know. But the revealing of the Joker cards to the Juggalos, to all of the ICP followers is a long and long time heralded process where they try and guess what is going to be revealed, what the meaning of the cards is. So at the gathering of the Juggalos last weekend in Ohio, there was ample discussion as to the revealing of the Joker cards. Now, I was under the impression that there were only a few. Apparently, we're into the second deck now of Joker cards.
Oh, it's like the Marvel universe. There's a parallel universe that's running. Yes. No, there's a second deck. We didn't think we'd be alive this long, but there is a second deck.
Wow. I didn't think so either. I mean, those guys lived pretty hard, and they were fun to be around. The shows were fun.
I never saw them live. I've never was on a station that played ICP. I never, but it sounds like I take it you played them in Vegas.
So we played them in Albuquerque, and they headlined the last Edge Fest that I did.
Would that have been 98 or 97?
That was May of 98.
Okay.
And, that was the first time I saw a live band show up with no instruments. And, I mean, they didn't put on any appearances. I believe they had a DAT, which was a digital audio tape.
Mm-hmm.
So there was. I don't think they had a DJ or anything else. What they brought was a lot of Faygo. They bring the 2-liter bottles of the soda that they shake up and spray on the crowd, and 2 mics and a digital audio tape that they wrap to. It's the show, and it's a hell of a show. And they just put on a show.
And the gathering of the Juggalos, I do like this still happens in the United States. I saw a thing that Danny Brown performed at it years ago, and they brought a film crew with him, and the police just leave it alone, which I do like in some circumstances. They're like, all right, you're in the woods. You guys do whatever the hell you want. Just don't get anyone killed. Because guys are like have signs like I have Molly or like they're openly selling like nitrous, like openly, like a Grateful Dead parking lot. I would imagine at least there is some attempt to be clandestine about the affair. Like guys literally have signs that say like I have drugs, and then you go up to them and then they have drugs, and then you buy the drugs off of them. Like it's a scene. From what, and they just let it go. Which, if I'm the police too, what am I going to send a bunch of people? What do I care what they do in the woods? Again, don't make the town look bad. Don't let anyone die. I'd give them like a pile of Narcan, and I would just be like, do whatever the hell you want.
From what
the
I
Narcan's
understand,
here
too, the event does a good job of policing itself. Like the Juggalo community, kind of,
right.
They keep themselves and each other in line. Like they're very family oriented.
And I know we're not going this direction with this, but a lot of the attention has been paid to like making fun of the event, and like they're losers. Like the people that go there as societal members of society, they're not highly successful people, but as a community, it's great, good. Like I'm telling you, things like this keep the world safe.
Yes, and by the way, the video that I watched of the people walking around there, there's some people that you get the impression this is their daily life. Walking around being like this. There's plenty of other people there that are just there because they either like the community or they just like the vibe, and you can tell. Oh, these are not 24/7 juggalos walking around this thing. There's plenty of other people there, and
I know comedians that have played it, and like you're pretty in and out. Like I mean, you're obviously not, but if you hang out, like you're for sure getting laid. Now, the question of if that's something you really want is always there. But but people just hand you drugs. Like there's people that I know that have played it that have enjoyed the experience, but. My takeaway from it always was like, it's good that, and I told you I was at a fair in Newton one time, and there were 3 people with Juggalo tattoos that were working at the fair.
Yeah.
Like it's a real carnival, people. And, but
it's the dark carnival.
And they take that literally and start working for a carnival. But the thing is that the idea that this exists for these people is because it's the way a lot of music should be. It's like outcasts that all find something that they similarly like. They find a community and they're able to go to that community. I think, and then the police stay away and they let them have their business. And to me, that's a good thing. It keeps society safe. Bus, is your name Bus?
Guys, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, how are you?
Hey.
Just made my way back on Sunday from the gathering. This is my 5th one. Whoa. I really appreciate you guys, showing the respect. I know you guys are from Michigan, but this is a great, communal event. I used to be crazy into it when I was younger. Just turned 36 down there on Friday. I had my birthday at the gathering. It was pretty fun.
Imagine if you announced it was your birthday. There was plenty of things handed to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's just a lot of camaraderie. It's a good release for a lot of people.
The police leave you alone, though, right? Like they kind of. Yes. Okay. Good. That's my point.
So they have the sheriff's department that they're on golf carts. They drive around, just making sure people aren't keeled over on the ground. But for the most part, just have your way and be safe about it.
Yeah. So that's my thing is that, again, I mean, this has been going on for a long time. And listen, ICP's laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, my God. The deal that they made, to my understanding, because we played them in Albuquerque, we played them a lot at my station in Las Vegas. And when they were coming around there, oh, yeah.
They were on Hollywood Records.
Boy, you guys
it was owned by Disney.
You guys worked at some crappy radio stations.
Sure did.
We played the Nedden game. It was like this 7-minute long, fantastical game show put into a rap song. It was fantastic. The people loved it. But I think the Disney deal, they didn't want to put the record out. Disney signed them, and it's kind of like the podcast thing, Fred. It's like, wow, ICP, these guys have, all these fans, and we got to sign them. Well, they heard the record. They're like, we don't want it. We want nothing to do with this. And we could check with somebody from back in the day. The story that was told to me was that put the record out. You can have it. You can have everything you want. You make all the money off the record. We don't want anything. What we want and what we demand is 100% of our merch. And they said, fine, what do we care? They were averaging, and they were playing like 1,500, 2,000 person venues. They were averaging 150,000 in merch sales every night.
I heard a similar story.
Everybody was going in there and spending a minimum of $100 each on average.
Well, that's
how they were making their money. They said, keep the record. We don't want it.
Well, remember, they were labeled a gang by the federal government at one point. Like, if you can create a community like that, it's ridiculous. But if you can create a community like that, that's the dream. Yeah, they were very shrewd. And by the way, when they were on Stern with Sharon Osbourne and arguing, I mean, Violent J is the funny one. Shaggy 2 Dope seems a little far gone. But Violent J, like, attacking Sharon Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne attacking him back is just great. It's just like sit back and watch two people that don't care about their public reputation.
It was ballsy too, because that's the thing you don't do in the metal community or the rock community. You don't go after Sharon Osbourne because she can bury you. But he's like, no, you can't bury you. We've got our fan base is too huge. We'll never go away. Like,
right.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly. Like, and they don't need any more. Like when you guys were playing them, that was going to obviously the peak.
Right.
And they're like, we've built enough of a community that it's not even about the music anymore. Their music is horrible. That's objective. I mean, ICP are a terrible band, but the community, you got to respect their community that they've created and all the money that they've made. All right, so this is them on stage.
So, yeah, with that said, and by the way, happy birthday to our caller who was there and saw this. We've done stuff like this in the past. We talked about the Miss Juggalo contest. We talked about the other games and events and the comedians that are there. But, what's the actual show like? What's it like when Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope get up on the stage? So there was a video that Ryan shared with me and shared with us of it's the middle of the day because this is like a 2-3 day event. And okay, so this isn't probably the headlining performance, I wouldn't think, because it's daytime, but the two members of Insane Clown Posse, the two main members, are up on stage. This is an 8-minute video that we're only going to hear a clip of them not rapping, but talking and explaining the revealing of the Joker card.
Okay, so they are addressing the crowd at the Juggalo convention.
Hearing that chant makes me wonder. I smell like octopus. If the word notes has.
They throw octopi because of the
Red Wings.
The Red Wings situation.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I mean, Faygo's a Detroit soda. I mean, they spray that all around.
Yeah, why not?
By the way, huge part of the Detroit scene. You couldn't have grown up without seeing them. I had no idea ICP was from Detroit when I grew up there. None. They didn't have anything to do with Detroit. None. And I was kind of like going to shows and stuff, and I had no idea who ICP were. I don't remember them playing the Shelter. I don't remember them playing the what the hell, St. Andrews Hall.
Well, they didn't break until really, I think I'd left Michigan, and that was in 96.
Yeah.
And they weren't huge until like the late 90s.
I came back from college, so I left Detroit for good in 98, and I had no idea of anything about ICP. Yeah. None.
Hearing that chant makes me wonder. I smell like octopus. If the word notes has ever been chanted before in the history of chants. Such a.
He's referring to his notes as he gets ready to.
Only Juggalos would come up with something that original. That awesome.
Well, you came up with it. They're just merely following you like lemmings.
Well, the top subject on the notes list is, of course, the biggest going down right here, the knot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Everyone's turning to each other. Whoa, 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 whoa. 100 whoa-whoos to you.
The sixth and final Joker's card of the second deck.
Of the second deck. That's where they get you. It's the final card of the second deck.
Okay.
Now, listen, this is a six deck shoe. So, believe me, Violent J's kid's going to be involved.
You can't even count through a 6-deck shoe.
No, well, unless you're my friend John, who claims that he can.
Oh, good for him.
Strangely, his friend has been kicked out of casinos, but not him.
We want to give a quick breakdown of what the knot is exactly.
Oh.
It's simple, actually. You see, the first 6 Joker's cards, they ended with a choice of either Shangri-La or Hell's Pit.
Oh, so it's like Dungeons and Dragons, John. You have to be excited here.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, they're like a dungeon master.
Here we go.
And you are like, they're like choose your own adventure albums.
My people.
Yes, exactly. Well, John, you're one oboe lesson away from being one of these guys.
Depending on who you are as a person, when you die, you have those choices, basically. Shangri-La or Hell's Pit. That is if you have faith. Now.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Existential woo woo. Oh, woo woo. Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa, whoa. Whoa,
whoa, whoa.
whoa.
You have
Of
the
course.
choice.
Of course. Whoa, whoa.
When you die, you have the choice.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Eternal damnation or Shangri-La.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, I'm not going to take the... Don't think I'd take hell.
The second deck, the second 6 Joker's card.
Broke. Moses dropped it. And
it was a sight gag.
Yeah, it had 20 other commandments on it, and it broke.
Ends with a third choice for those without a faith. They believe that when you die...
They believe the group is the faith. A community of like-minded individuals is the higher power, which is fine. I'm not dictating to you what to believe.
They believe that when you die, absolutely nothing happens. Therefore, nothing is the knot.
Oh,
whoa.
So the purpose of the Knot album is to point out
to get money.
Just what exactly nothing means.
Okay.
And how stale nothing can be.
All right.
Okay.
So we got to skip to the other one here because now he will break down what's happening in this
Okay.
third deck.
I got 4 minutes to do this, so let's rock.
Now, of course, when you add 665, you get 17.
Whoa, whoa. And then everyone gets their phone out. Whoa, whoa.
51575.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, whoa, whoa, ah, whoa.
And that, if that makes sense.
No.
The common factor of the universal tone.
Then maybe it was meant to make sense to you. If it doesn't, then maybe it wasn't made to make sense to you. But I believe I'm a man of faith, and I believe that we all basically have a choice. We either believe in some sort of holy creator, or we don't. We either believe in an afterlife, or we don't. But I'll just say this. If there is no afterlife, then this is it. So enjoy whatever time is left, because the sands are falling down the hourglass.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Not the knot.
That's a very deep.
I didn't expect this vibe from the gathering of the Juggalos.
No,
whoa,
like-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa. I don't want to think about my mortality, woo.
Even when you sleep.
And that's all you got in this world is time, man. That's
Yeah, whoa.
that's all you got. You can have mad money, you can have everything you wanted, but in the end, that's all you got is time. Take it away until you die.
And if you're dead and your soul is nowhere, what did it all amount to? Nothing. Not the knot.
Woo, woo.
Right here. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Woo, woo. I wonder if they're pivoting to some kind of like religious situation where you donate money.
Thank you. Shaggy was up there like, oh, I wonder if he's going to start a church.
Yeah. It sounds like a little bit like, yeah, like, you know, because obviously if all the time you have on Earth,
Or it was Violent J. Violent J was the one I was thinking. Maybe this is part of his doctrine for the church he's going to start.
exactly, because the way he's selling it is that if this is all you have, like, then there's nothingness.
Right.
But if you have faith and you believe in this like wonderful afterlife, I mean, the way that's presented is kind of a easy. I mean, I would choose to believe that there's something that wonderful that happens. He didn't sell the just believing in life as being the be all end all very much.
So much of this it's not, can I get an amen? Can I get a woo woo? That's essentially what they're talking about. It's all following the same stuff. So maybe that's it. Thank you.
Oh, I thought it's maybe a song. Yeah. Woo woo. Something to think about. Woo woo.
Basically,
yeah. Woo woo.
it's simple, actually.
I wonder if people walked away and went woo woo and like tying nooses, like woo woo, just get it over with. Woo woo.
It's simple, actually.
3.14159265358979323846.
That's right. Whenever anyone starts rambling about numbers, you go, oh boy. This person has reached a level where they need to be pulled back a little bit.
We haven't gotten any emails from her recently.
Okay. We'll be back in just a moment. The Red Sox played. We'll get a state of the Red Sox organization in just a moment. Is it a woo-woo or a woo?
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sport.
think he ran with the football. He knows spacing, which is critical for this offense. Like, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, what do you think of this kid, number 86? And we're up there on our perch. What did I say to you when we were up there? Look how small this kid is. He's tiny. He's got no shot. He's the MVP of the preseason so far. He and Henderson.
Dulac and Bertrand, weekday mornings at 10 on the Sports Hub. Why do people listen to Touch Your
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Again, he didn't finish the slider. Foul tip with 2 strikes, and then a fastball up that the guy got to it. So, we got to continue to work with him. We're not going to give up.
We're Toucher and Hardy. Bill Cotch covers the Red Sox, college hoops, and more for the Providence Journal, and he's kind enough to join us again. Bill, hello.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
We are well. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
We just played the Juggalos, and there's a gathering the Juggalos. Insane Clown Posse's got a second deck, and the last Joker card of the second deck is going to be revealed. It's the Knot card.
The Knot. But and apologies if we're telling you things that you already know, Bill.
Do you understand?
I was trying to keep up in the last segment. I have to say that philosophically, I am nowhere near those guys. So I'll be sticking to baseball.
Well, listen, it's an either or. There's no, they give you quite a
Shangri-La or the pits of hell. I mean,
yeah, there's the afterlife or there's nothing. Woo.
Whoa,
woo, Bill.
Whoa,
woo, woo, Bill. Woo to this guy.
There it is. There it is.
I mean, it's a woo. Okay.
That's it,
woo. All right, Bill. The Red Sox not overly hot of late. So, okay. First of all, what do you think the chance? Do you think they're for sure going to make the playoffs? They're at 74%.
They're 3 games up on Cleveland.
They're 3 games up on Cleveland. Everyone's tied. They're not winning the division unless there's a total breakdown by Toronto. But do you think it's a foregone conclusion that they make the playoffs?
Yeah, the better question, I think, is can you see Cleveland, Texas, or Kansas City catching them? And my answer would be probably not. Cleveland's got 2 of its best pitchers suspended with Ortiz and Class A. The Royals have sort of been injury hit throughout the year, and Texas, for whatever reason, just can't really get it going. So one of those teams would have to pass the Red Sox. And, honestly, over the last 35 games or so, I think they'll have enough to get one of the 3 wild card spots.
Well, Kansas City, out of the 3 teams you just mentioned, is the only team playing well. So, yeah, and that is not a team that I would be overly concerned about. All right, so let's fast forward to the playoffs. The way the team is constructed, if say they have to go on the road, which I think they will, but say they have to go on the road in the playoffs, what do you think the chances are that they get past through that? Where are their strengths and weaknesses?
It'd be tough. I mean, they're 18 games over at Fenway, but they have not played as well on the road. Beyond Croce, who starts game 2, probably Brian Bayo at this point. I think he's earned the nod over Lucas Giolito. And then once you get late into the game, who throws the 6th or 7th inning? I don't think they've identified bullpen pieces beyond Aroldis Chapman and Garrett Whitlock. So there are still some major questions for this team to answer with about 35 to go.
Okay, so that leads to an interesting point. Everything's all jammed up. Say it's those 3 teams, Seattle, New York, and Red Sox, and you're playing for home field at the end of the regular season. You mentioned Croce starting game 1. If Croce's up in the rotation and you've made the playoffs, but you're playing for home field, do you sacrifice Croce in that game to get home field, or do you save him for the playoffs? Is home field worth enough to burn a start for Croce?
If you like your right-handed pitchers matchups against potential opponents, then I would seriously think about it, because you just can't deny how much better this team has been at Fenway Park than it has been on the road. And just look at their record in extra inning games on the road and how many times they've been walked off and how much difficulty they've had in late innings. So the postseason is all about pressure situations close and late. And, away from Fenway this year, they just have not performed in those spots. So it is something that you would definitely think about if you felt like Bayo and Giolito could match up with a right-handed heavy lineup potentially against a playoff opponent. I think it's something that you absolutely have to factor in.
Yeah, and you also have to be thinking about the bullpen, which you wrote about, and we've talked about, and its importance in the regular season versus the postseason. But what I like that you said, Bill, was it really all conversations away from your starters and Aroldis Chapman, they all come down to one guy that really strikes fear into the heart of everyone, and we saw it again last night in Jordan Hicks. Like if he's coming into the game, like all bets are off. And the comparisons you made between the Sox and what the Padres are working with right now, it's like they're playing two different games when it gets beyond the sixth inning. And as good as your closer is, there's just too much at stake for these guys right now to be handing the ball over to any number of bullpen guys. So how do you think that's going to factor in, and how is it going to play out for the Red Sox here in the next month or so?
Well, we saw the other day they went to Greg Weissert, and he's not a high strikeout guy, not a power arm, and he got stung on a slider out over the plate. Yes, the Red Sox lead the AL in bullpen ERA. I can't deny that, but if you look a little deeper, there are some numbers there that are concerning. They're 12th in strikeouts per nine. They walk too many guys out of that group. Garrett Whitlock has already topped his career high in appearances. He's at 48 games. He appeared in 46 in 2021, which was during a breakout rookie year and a postseason run. And like you mentioned with Hicks, this is a guy who turns 29 in September. He's not a prospect anymore. This is supposed to be the prime of his career, and I think what you see from him is obviously elite stuff, but he has not been able to command it. And these hitters are so good that if you don't command your stuff, whether you're throwing 101 miles an hour with a sinker and a sweeper and a split-finger fastball, which he threw a lot last night in his outing, it does not matter. These guys will turn you around. They will wait you out. They will walk against you. And I don't think necessarily the Red Sox have identified a third option to go along with Chapman and Whitlock yet.
No. Given the state of the bullpen, which you wrote about, given the state of this lineup, which is platoon heavy, what do you think ownership thinks is a successful season this year? Is it making the playoffs? Is it playing meaningful games into the second week of September? Where's your mind at?
Well, start with attendance. They're second in the American League now. They've bounced back from a few lower seasons.
Yeah.
Woo-woo. Indeed.
Yeah. It's a success. Hey, there's people at the park.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
did it.
All right.
We said we were going to invest, and we did, at least
sort of
to our satisfaction.
Yeah.
And,
they also shed themselves of a mammoth salary. I don't know about investing, but okay.
Right. And they got it to the point where they are winning at home, and they have been entertaining at home, and they have been a good product on most nights. They do have some guys to get excited about, but this is not the superstar heavy team of 2018. You're not coming out to watch greatness on a given night, or 3 or 4 Cy Young winners in the rotation. And I think attendance, certainly, they'll look and they'll point at that. They'll look at the development of some of their younger players, the fact that they've been able to extend Roman Anthony. And,
okay, so that let's get to that. So what concerns me about the extensions to Anthony and to Campbell is that, great, they locked them up. That's fantastic and good for them, but good for everyone. I can understand when you get your money now. There could be a cap, there could be a lockout, all these things. But I would be concerned as a Red Sox fan that they would go, we're not going to do anything in free agency, and then they go, well, you're not spending any money. You go, what are you talking about? We've locked up our future. And saying that that the money that they're spending on those, those prospects that have made the team, or in one case, that are on the team, that's where the money's going, and that's just not true. That's just a spin for something that's disingenuous.
Yeah, the problem with this has always been this pivot to sustainability, this pivot to building through the farm system and whatever else. The Red Sox are one of the teams with resources to do both. They can build through the farm system. They can retain their own players, and they can go out in free agency or in the trade market and add salary. They are one of the highest revenue teams in baseball. They always have been under this Henry ownership group. There was no question that they can do more with their roster than just about 25 teams in the game. They have chosen not to. They have made that choice in terms of spending. They've put in their own artificial salary cap, for lack of a better term, that they clearly will not go over. They've made this huge emphasis of not wanting to go over the competitive balance tax. And I think that's why you see so many holes in the roster, whether it's late in the bullpen or trying to platoon it at positions in the field. And you can't necessarily say that this is max effort or full throttle or however they'd like to spin it. It's just not that.
Right, and then you could understand. Now I don't understand the trade. Look, the trade deadline wasn't earth-shattering really for anyone, and look at what it's done for Texas. I mean, whatever. But deals like they made for Croce, and you're at the point now where you should be dealing prospects to get better now, and that you should be signing free agents to get better now. An argument could have been made last offseason, the offseason before that. This is a question that I don't think is even about money. It's about the player and the age and everything. Is Bregman, if you're the Red Sox, someone that you definitely want to bring back?
You certainly have to talk to him, but he, like anyone else, is going to have a price. And at some point, they're going to be uncomfortable with the price, I would think.
Is he a guy you sell out on, though, given his age? Is in injury history, is he a guy that you are the highest bidder on if you're the GM?
He went into last year looking for something that started with a 2 on it. And I think he's probably rehabilitated himself enough to the point where he's going to get an offer that's more than 3 or 4 years and something more than 30-35 million per. So the price point already. If you're comfortable going 150 million times 5 times 150, something like that, then you do it because he is a veteran presence. He will have value in October. He clearly has a good influence on your younger players. And he plays a position at third base where he came up as a shortstop. I think he can age well in that spot. And I think that you can surround him at the plate to the point where if he drops off a little bit, it's okay. He's still going to draw walks. He still has a good understanding of the strike zone, and that's not going to change. But like everyone else, the Red Sox are going to evaluate him at a certain price point, and if he gets offers over that, unfortunately, I think they would walk away.
Yeah, they're spending money on their terms, guys. They're not spending money on anybody else's. That's how they justify keeping the price point down.
All right.
That's what they've done. They ignored the Major League roster for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but now would be the time that it's very difficult to make an argument that you shouldn't be improving it. All right, listen, Bill Cotch covers the Red Sox and so much more for the Providence Journal. Always a pleasure, sir. Always appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, there you go, Bill. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Making 7 losses in 11 games for the Red Sox. They came up short to Baltimore last night, 6-3 at Fenway Park. Jarren Duran, 3 RBIs in the loss. 2 teams will play again tonight at Fenway Park. Tanner Houck underwent Tommy John surgery yesterday. Patriots are missing Christian Gonzalez, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, Kendrick Bourne, and Efton Chisholm at practice yesterday. Gonzalez and Bourne won't practice or play at all this week. The last exhibition game is on the road against the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium. Fox News and others are reporting this morning the Patriots have reached out to Cincinnati about a possible trade for hold-in defensive lineman and NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the FM Championship, returning to TPC Boston August 28th through the 31st. Spend Labor Day weekend watching top LPGA athletes in action live. To buy tickets and learn more, visit fmchampionship.com today. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
You've heard about this contest. You've heard that.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Blind Scott has been sending these emails all day. I'll just read you to them. It leads to something. This says, Jim Norton just tweeted at 12:35 a.m. I got the first two comments underneath the tweet, so congratulations. Hats off to Blind Scott. He said Black Sabbath was the best band ever. I told him Fred was saying hello, etc. He definitely saw it. He must be on the road, though. I can tell he listens to ... Then you don't, Scott, I don't get the rest of your things. It says Bobby Kelly, Big J, he means Okerson, and Jim Norton, they're all pretty relevant comedians, and they all know Fred. I don't know Big J. They all know Fred. They listen to the show pretty much. I don't know if Big J does, but the other two guys do. I can tell their tweets. They even ripped off some of the ... Bobby Kelly and Bill Burr listen to the show too. That's twice you said Bobby Kelly. I got all their notifications on so I can see them tweeting during the show, and you can tell they're listening to the show. I tweet stuff that Fred says. They're in the show all the time, and I keep it. It's like ... Well, there's no way. I know Jim Norton the best out of those guys, maybe Bobby Kelly as well. There's no way Jim Norton listens to this show. And I don't. If Bill Burr and Bobby Kelly listen, the last thing they need to do is rip off anything we've done on the show. I've seen both of them perform live, and they're both way funnier than any of us. But I will say this. Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. Okay, so the Howard Stern Show has played material of shows I've been on in Atlanta and here. And Howard has always been nice. Like, there was a time where I had gotten where I was going to be able to go to the show and I was talking on the air about how I was going to go walk around the show. By the way, Stern's going to come back. Everything I'm hearing now is that he's coming back.
Okay.
It's ludicrous that they were going to let him go. They need to figure out their stuff and get some more talent in there before they can start. He's the company. They're gone without him. Do you know people that are tuning into the Smart List podcast that they've gotten serious for that reason? I don't want to pivot too much.
And just for a second, if they sign him to, let's say, a 3-year deal, they could spend at least the final year doing a goodbye. That would be appointment listening.
Exactly. So there you go.
For Stern fans.
Yeah, we're on the same page with that. And you work for the company and doing a big cruise. All right, So anyway, they're doing these best ofs. The summer school on the Stern channel. It's not the greatest, but it's they play old stuff and it's pretty good. So Benji's on, and they go to Benji. They go, "Is there a favorite bit that you've ever written?" And he goes, "Well, there was one from like 20 years ago that we did." And then he goes on and tells the bit. All right, when I was in Atlanta, we didn't get Howard Stern. I had no idea. There was no internet streaming. I didn't have any idea what he was doing. We did a bit where we had a woman from PETA on. And we said, okay, you can either whatever, or we're going to kill this fish. And she was like, well, I'm going to do what you say because I don't want the fish to be said. And we said, all right, well, oh, no. It was that we can hurt the fish or we can hurt the guy. And she said, oh, well, I would rather you hurt the guy. So, and I still feel bad about this legitimately. We had a piercing in studio, and he pierced our stunt guy, Fat Kid's septum on the air. And the way Fat Kid reacted was not. And we called him Fat Kid, so you know. And he still, by the way, calls himself Fat Kid, even though he's not in radio. He's now Crash's, man about town. He's Crash's guy who holds the umbrella for Crash. They've developed this relationship where Fat Kid is almost a servant. Like I told you, one time when I was in Atlanta, Crash picked me up from my hotel. Fat Kid was driving. Crash was in the back seat with a cooler of beer. So they pierce Fat Kid's septum, and he flips out and he goes, and it was bad. And I still feel bad about it. It wasn't funny.
It was real agony.
It was real agony. It bothered him, and I felt really bad. It was like he was crying and not good. So Benji goes, we did this bit. We had someone from PETA in, and it was great because we said we were going to hurt this fish, and we had someone strapped to like electric stuff, and we would shock them if she didn't, so she could choose between the fit or an animal or shocking the guy.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't hear that bit on Stern, and I was unaware that that bit ever existed. Knowing that they have played audio from shows I've been on, and this isn't Howard Stern listening to the show and picking it up, but his staff, who listen to a lot of shows. They played Ben Maller the other day talking about the guy in the Ravens getting masturbated by the masseuses.
The kicker, Justin Tucker.
Yeah. So what do you? So he said that was his favorite bit they've ever done. In your opinion, is that parallel thinking, or did someone hear that we did that bit in Atlanta and brought it to the attention of the staff, and then they said they thought of it?
Why was Fat Kid getting his septum pierced?
Because we had a lady who was the head of PETA on, Jimmy, who was on the show, was a big animal rights guy.
All right, I missed that part of it.
Yeah.
Well,
And so we
that's
said we're
the
gonna-
same bit.
Yeah, no, it's too big a coincidence. I'm with Hardy.
That's
on
the
this.
same bit.
Too big a coincidence.
Well, Benji said it was the favorite bit they ever did, and the favorite bit he ever came up with.
As I said, it seems
And
to
I
me.
and I wouldn't bring it up on the air, and I don't care. And again, Howard Stern doesn't know who the hell I am or care about this show. And in radio, because of Howard Stern, the show on WOR. But I swear on everything. I swear on anything you want me to swear on that I did not have any idea until the other day. I was going into Prestige Car Wash, and Benji was talking in these clipped. It's hard to listen to him talk. So I eventually turned it, but they said, "What's the favorite thing you ever did?" And he starts describing this bit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I did that bit in Atlanta, and I came up with it.
But then you didn't hear the end of it because you went into the car wash and you lost the signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I stopped, and I just was like, everyone stop. No, there was enough of a line where I got to hear what was going on. But do you think that was at all? Because I'll hear stuff like where they get audio out in front of sporting events, but of course anyone could think of that.
Yeah,
this is a very specific thing.
Yeah, that sounds like they took your idea, which happens a lot. When I
But your favorite thing you ever did?
Well, that's also very on brand for Benji to say that his all-time favorite thing would be something that he didn't actually come up with.
He had taken. Now,
right?
when I started doing the Fuppets, there were people who were saying that's a total Howard Stern ripoff because of the Gary puppet.
Right.
And I loved the Gary puppet, and I thought it was funny. And to say that I ripped off Howard, I think is a bit of a stretch. Number one, the Howard or whoever created the Gary puppet didn't invent puppets, number one. And number two, I never thought they did enough with it.
Right.
They just kind of had it sitting there, and they would go to it occasionally.
No, you can be, and first of all, I don't care. It's actually kind of nice that this happened. But the thing is that you can be influenced by something and go like, oh, wow, the Gary puppet's really funny. Wouldn't it be good if I took it to this other thing and made
if I
shorts?
took 3 of them and made shorts
Right.
using the actual audio from the show,
Yeah,
which is
and-
what we did.
Yeah,
And it's
like that's just like someone being influenced by the Beatles and tweaking something
but
like that.
But this thing, that sounds like an almost word for word ripped off bit.
Out of all the bits in the world that he could have come up with, his favorite one happens to be something that you
And
did.
maybe he doesn't even remember that he ripped
he
it
certainly
off.
doesn't remember that he ripped it off. But the thing is that like obviously I've been heavily influenced by Stern, and just the way radio is done now has been completely influenced by Stern. So but I just thought it was interesting that he when he was talking about it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is the same bit except you used electrodes. And we pierced his septum.
The fact that we're sitting here having this conversation the way we're having it is, you could argue, and I would argue, is because of Howard Stern.
Absolutely.
Because you sit here and have real conversation.
Yeah, he's the most influential broadcaster, certainly, of my lifetime. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the. is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sadly, so our general managers, don't worry about it. I worked in San Diego. I got a line on a band.
Oh, no.
We're going to get Sprung Monkey.
Oh, God.
They're going to come and they're going to fill in for 311.
Oh, God.
So what's the difference?
Right now, yes, we could say absolutely none. But back in the year 2000, that was quite the downgrade.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't tell the difference.
It's only going to get worse from here.
Get him out of here.
All right. Well, you'll recall this. The Padres. Now, Fred, you throw around hyperbole all the time. You are very negative.
Yes.
I say a lot of things, but I think that John, certainly, who's been with me since this song came out, and Hardy, who's been with me for a very long time, I think you can vouch that even behind the scenes, I say that this is the most embarrassing planned video in the history of the internet.
In the history of filmed things?
Of the internet, because I'll tell you why. Take kids out of it completely. Kids can make mistakes.
Okay.
Take people in their, let's call a kid, to sound old, anyone under 25.
Okay.
I'm taking that off. Your brain hasn't fully formed until you're 25. So let's take that away. So that doesn't count. Like, it can't be something caught by a camera or someone else filming it. This is something you have had to plan. And let's take into account people's economic circumstances, their sanity, all these things. You know, so take crazy people out of it. Take, like, super poor people out of it that are, like, just actively trying to desperately hit a lottery ticket to make something on the internet. It all factors in. And then you have this, which is, of course, the Padres song, which is 5 to 7 guys dressed in golf or Padre gear. Like, they couldn't get all on the same page. Like, some of them have golf crap on, like you know, boring for like Hardy, boring people.
What?
And then you have the other guys that are in San Diego clothes. 3 of the guys seem to know what's going on, including the lead guy.
The lead guy is the only one that's really invested in it.
Well, there's 2 other guys that are kind of like side piece, but the guys in back just look kind of like they don't really know what's going on, and they're just uncomfortably smiling. Mm-hmm. It's a whole situation, but this, I contend, is the worst.
Philly going down to yellow and brown. That's what's in.
And so slow down, he says. And then there's guys nervously laughing, and they're kind of rocking back and forth in the background. These guys got to be in their 40s, and they collected as a unit. And they went, you have to put yourself in their headspace too. Like, you're out with your friends. Like, I can't participate in this because I'd have to have 5 friends. But you're out with your friends. And they go, do you guys want to go to the Padre game? And you go, yeah, we'll go to the Padre game. And then one of the guys goes, all right, here's what we're going to do. I got this rap that I'm going to do. All you have to know is that's what's in. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go to the stadium. And we're going to stand out on a public street. And we're going to perform this for the people. When I was a kid, probably 11 years old, 10, 11 years old, I went to Tally Hall, which was like basically a big food court. And we asked the Tally Hall if we could perform a breakdance routine on the stage. We were little kids, so they said sure. And we did it, and neither of us knew how to breakdance. It's on tape somewhere. I can't find it. And then the lady gave us $20 a piece when we were done because she felt bad for us, obviously. And I look back on that.
She thought you were orphans.
Or she thought we were mentally not all there. And so I look back on that now to this day. I think of the look on the people's faces while we were breakdancing, and it still embarrasses me.
It haunts you.
Haunts me in a way.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, 30, 40 years from that point, he's doing what I did at Tally Hall.
As an 11-year-old.
But as an 11-year-old, and I feel embarrassed about
older. Yeah.
And he 30, 40 years older, and this is what he's doing.
Philly going down to yellow and brown. That's what's in. Slow down. Padres on the loose. Let's go, Goose. That's what's in. Bryce gonna lose, and Manny's gonna cruise. That's what's in.
Because John knows when he goes cruise, he gets
line.
down like he's surfing.
You know, he looks like the guy dancing at the wedding in The Godfather, who kind of puts his hands down a little bit, like.
Yeah, and he's like pointing stuff. But when he goes, Manny's gonna cruise. He gets down like he's surfing and moves his right arm like over, like cruise. Like he's got like a little move. Yeah, everything. The way he says cruise, the movement.
You got to sell it. You got to sell. It's not just about the music. It's about the performance and the performance art.
You can tell I've thought about this a lot because I just try to put myself in the position of the guys participating in this. Obviously, the guy in front's a lunatic. And A, you're friends with him. And B, you're letting him lead you around. And you're making little performances. You've been there. What are you, the Little Rascals? You're putting on performances? This is ridiculous. This is like when you went in the basement and brought your friend's parents and your parents, if they were all drunk upstairs, downstairs, to watch you, like, you know, lip sync. I don't know. You put on performances when you're a little kid. You stop when you're an adult. You get some sense of what's right and wrong.
Bryce gonna lose, and Manny's gonna cruise. That's what's in. Give Philly no slack and send them back. That's what's in. So back, Philly, back. Back, Philly, back. Back, Philly, back. Back, Philly, back.
Okay, so if you're married to one of them, because they all have to be married or recently divorced, I'm dead serious. The guy's about to enter you. I mean, how do you let this guy lay on top of you and become one with you? How do you let him inside of you again? I mean, I'm dead serious. If I was a girl and saw this, I would be like, we got to get a divorce. Like, or we have to have an understanding that I can't let you're one.
I know you wanted to do this song and you wanted to go on the news and they wanted to do a story about you, but now you're in a sexless marriage.
Yeah, like now I can't. Like I can't do it. Like the amount of like exterior things to make this happen. Like the lube and everything, it would be too much. Like I can't. There's just not enough money for lube. For this to happen.
Put that on a
I want to
t-shirt.
give the guy, by the way, the guy that you say dresses like me, very hurtful. Not
you today.
No, and also not altogether unfair. I want to give him a pass because he's in the back, but if you watch toward the end of the video, he makes it a point to get himself in the camera shot. It's like you want to think that maybe he's not as into this as the other guys. But watch, now he's going to get in there. Oh, make sure you see me. Make sure you see me. So, no, he doesn't get a pass.
Yeah, the awkwardness of the guys in the back kind of not knowing what's going on and still, like, dancing and, like, smiling. Another thing is they're all, like, very satisfied with themselves. Like, everything about it, I was just doing it from memory when we were playing the thing. I remember everything about it.
Let's go, Goose.
I stand by it. I've really thought about it. I really believe that's the most embarrassing video in the history of the internet.
And Manny's going to cruise.
I mean, they're not effed up. Like, I've done embarrassing stuff, but I was effed up that people do that. Like, people don't get together and put on a show. That just doesn't happen. All right, so what do I have here? The Padres, is it the same guys? No way.
No, this is
They're
a different.
how many of them have committed suicide?
This is a younger.
They've all had to move away and move out of their homes.
If they were like, if Fred, someone heard you making fun of him and one of the guys killed himself, I'd be like, what do you want me to do? I mean, it's not my fault.
Bound to happen.
Like, you know, I hope they don't, obviously. Go ahead.
This is a younger duo. I believe they are called Ferdy Raps or Ferd Raps, and they have done a Los Angeles Dodgers diss track in favor of the Padres.
Okay, are they kids?
They're young. They're young guys. They
Okay.
seem to be like in their late teens, early 20s. So by your definition,
Yeah,
of
this
kids-
doesn't. This isn't as bad by
No.
definition.
But they're certainly old enough to know better.
Yeah. It's embarrassing,
Right.
but it's not the most embarrassing
No.
because they're not. Their brains aren't fully formed. All right.
That's what's in.
Yeah. Now the Juggalos are going to get pissed that you're associating them with that.
Slam Diego Love.
Great. The best thing about a parody song is letting instrumentals ride. That's the first lesson if you're doing something, is to just let the music play a lot. Don't get to the joke so quick. People have the patience to get through that. Expertise for what is he saying? The San Diego Slam or what? What's he saying?
Slam Diego Love. So that's it. Instead of California Love, it is Slam Diego.
San Diego's so close to Los Angeles, but so far away culturally. It's really something else. It's like it's like an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
I don't. It's basically a suburb. I don't understand what's going on.
Slam Diego Love.
Now, are they dancing?
They're just kind of roaming around some spots.
Oh, they made a video.
Yeah, they made a video to go along with it.
San Diego loves the Padres. San Diego loves the Padres. Now let me welcome everybody to the NL West, where the SD Padres about to prove they the best. Dodger fans act hard, but we know you're all pressed. That Manny hopped on the 5 and drove south when he left.
We're gonna have Alex Barth on. This sounds like Alex Barth and Tyler Milliken got together and made a song about their favorite team. What the world needs...
I would not do that to Barth. It absolutely sounds like Milliken. Well, we got to choose someone to go along with Milliken.
No, it sounds like actually it sounds like Alex Barth. Like the guy sounds like Alex
like
Barth.
Him, but Barth wouldn't do this. Milliken would do this.
I didn't say McCarthy would do it.
I didn't say. Well, I certainly wouldn't do a rap song.
Why not?
Because I would make a show tune. Once I was a Sox fan. Now I think it's for the birds. If you ask me about management, I'm telling you they're a bunch of turds. The thing is that, no, Barth wouldn't do it. It just sounds like Alex Barth.
Well, I want you to know that Milliken would do it.
Absolutely.
This is something Milliken would do.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know him well enough. Look, these guys might become multimillionaires. They might buy a bunch of views and everyone gives them money, for all I know.
We're America's finest.
We're America's funny. I didn't just swear, by the way. I was just saying funny.
When he left. We're America's finest city. You're full of smog and ash. When the Chargers moved to prove you just picked our trash. In Petco, the nicest place you've ever seen. Feeling like I'll get stabbed outside Chavez Ravine. I've seen 3-year-olds try to eat their own Play-Doh, but they still choke less than Kershaw. I was looking at...
That was a big leap to say Ryan Shago.
Gentlemen, too many syllables.
Yeah,
cadence is off.
Cadence way off, but also you're gonna go Shago, so you go. I've seen them eat their own Play-Doh. Just don't use the name. What's Shago's first name? Does anyone know? Does anyone know who this guy they're talking about is?
No.
Is there a guy named Shago on the Padres? I'm unfamiliar. Okay, West Coast time. You can't hold me to that. I got to pull up their depth chart.
The forecast, hold on here to Tiso from 2022 and El Nino year. It's all good.
Oh, they're saying Suarez? I don't know.
So call me a chump. At least I ain't Bellinger going through a slump. Dodger dogs make me have to take a dump. When you're leaving Slam Diego, this the song will Slam Diego.
Dodger dogs make you have to take a dump. Every food makes you have to take a dump. Yeah. It's all coming out. I don't know if you're an alien or something, but everything you eat's coming out in duty. Let's be honest.
Well, just some quicker than others.
Well, they would give you diarrhea.
Yeah, but cheese, you're gonna have some time to think about it.
Well,
they're saying the Dodger dog causes immediate explosive diarrhea.
Well, they didn't say that. They said
diarrhea.
Well, now they would have said diarrhea. He said just has to makes me have to take a dump.
He's dealing with too many syllables as it is. You want him to somehow fit in immediate explosive diarrhea?
I want to know what rhymes with dough. I'm looking at their depth chart and I still can't find it.
You need a rhyming dictionary.
Yeah, I really do. I don't know who they're trying to shoehorn in there. I can't find them. Did they call Darvish Yo?
No.
I know it's you, Darvish, but
Suarez is close. He's their closer, right?
Slam Diego loves the Padres. Slam Diego.
Slam.
Loves the Padres. When it comes to our Mexican food, LA can't beat us. Just ask my man Trev Rosendahl ordering at Lolita's. We got Haas and Cronin, Will and Fam. You got the league's highest payroll, but still can't win, man.
My boy Tatis said we about to take the cake, hitting doubles like Jake the Rake. In 19...
Oh, that was like a Beastie Boys pause there.
Jake the
From
Rake.
later Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
It was just a pause.
like Jake
Working on a record, y'all, so just stay patient. Beat,
Yeah,
beat.
Or,
Check it out.
or in Too Many Rappers, he does it too. It's like there's something about his crew, and then it goes dun, 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 and it goes into something else.
Jake the Rake in 1957.
Whoa.
We like you better than.
They didn't have editing software, so
No,
like,
they're-
we had to get it all the way through. let a little mistakes.
We like you better than.
Pick up your franchise and move back to Brooklyn.
Come on, get with the program. Tell Kelly I dropped a diss off his beat. I'm a real man. Y'all know I'm a real fan. Last time Grish hit that ball from here to Iran.
Say what you say. Give me that roster from AJ, managed by my boy Senior King Glenn.
From Grant.
All right, it's too much. I don't get any of the references. I know they're trying to incorporate some of the original lyrics, but I don't get it.
Too many players, too many syllables.
Yeah, too many references. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I don't like the flow. It's very disturbing to me. But again,
You could call me a chump.
they're rapping. They're not middle-aged men that put on a show in front of the
Yeah, they
stadium.
didn't go to the news and they check us out. Just right over
Well,
here.
no, the news came as a result of it. What happened, but the original performance is what they had a boombox. There was a lot going on. And again, these men are too young for me to to put it in the same category. I'm glad we played it because it is horrible, horrible in a funny way. But I maybe shouldn't have led with the worst video of all time. Let's go, Goose.
And man, he's gonna cruise.
That's what. Really watch the video, and then every time you watch it, it's quick enough where you can watch it a lot of times. Focus on a different guy, because sometimes the guys in back, as Hardy did the last time, you'll see they're rocking back and forth and giggling to themselves,
Yeah.
and then they they're unsure.
It was a live performance. What do you want from him, Fred?
Not to do the live performance at all. To have the sense of like we're not putting on a show. Go to the game and shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
So back, Philly, back.
I don't even know the original song that they're doing the song to. I don't know anything about it. It just bugs me. Everything. All right, we'll be back. Alex Barth. Maybe he'll tell us if he would do this rap. It sounded like him. We'll have him on in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back on the Sports Hub.
Time for a little boost in the bedroom. Well, Blue Chew has got you.
That's how guys are going to play, this whole entire team. Any 11 that are out there for the Patriots are going to play hard, physical, nasty, and finish. It's not just me.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Alex Barth is the main reason to subscribe to us on 98.5, the Sports Hub channel on YouTube. He's the big writer for 98.5thesportshub.com. He's one of the best in the business. We're very fortunate to have him. He, of course, covers all things sports, but he loves the Patriots the most. I think that's fair to say. 98.5thesportshub.com. He's at all the practices and all the games. Alex, hello, sir.
How's it going? Yeah, I think that's definitely fair to say.
I would hope so, because it's the team you cover the most. It would be, I would feel bad for you if you were like some closet like MLS fan and they were forcing you out to all these football games. All right, Alex, you know, you had Elliot Wolf talk yesterday, and he said they would absolutely be willing to swing a trade late in the preseason. And then it's come out that they're interested in the edge rusher from Cincinnati.
Trey
Hendrickson, and all these things. Where do you stand on that? Obviously, just Elliot Wolf can't say, oh, no, we're completely opposed to doing something. That
right.
You can't take that off the table. So, I mean, but it's fun to speculate on. If you're Elliot Wolf, is there any – first of all, do you go after Hendrickson, or is there holes you'd fill by giving up draft capital?
No, Fred, I think you nailed it. Like, he's obviously he was asked kind of vaguely, would you give up a first-round pick if it made the team better, which obviously the answer is going to be yes. When it comes to Hendrickson, 30 years old, needs a new contract, I'd be a little hesitant to give up a first-round pick. If it was a second and a day 3 pick, I think I would do that. The big hole on this defense right now, well, they have a lot of nice complementary rushers. That linchpin guy, think kind of the receiver room, right? The guy they've been missing, the guy that's going to dictate the way the other team has to scheme things. You drop that guy into this defense with this secondary, and I think you're talking about a unit that could be top 5. So, but he is 30 years old. There is a shorter window on that. So I'm not completely out on the idea of Hendrickson, but the reports are Cincinnati wants a first-round pick, if not more. I think that's probably too much for a guy who's 30 years old and needs a new contract. I think, if they're going to be parting with the first-round pick, I think you're probably talking about Micah Parsons, who's probably going to go for more than one first-round pick if he gets dealt at all. So if the price comes down, like, the Patriots should stay engaged, I think. But a first-round pick's probably a little too rich for a team that isn't exactly one player away from competing for a Super Bowl.
If you're Elliot Wolf, do you take the big swing? You brought up Micah Parsons. Obviously, it's going to take more than a first-round pick.
Right.
For a guy like that in his mid-20s who's a game record that you can obviously pay, considering the salary cap room you have, would you take a big swing at that guy?
If it's one first-round pick, yeah, I would. There's not a lot of comparisons for a trade like this, so take this with a grain of salt. But you look at the kind of comparable trades that have been made, that's 3 first-round picks or more. The Patriots need all that capital because they don't need just one player. By the time Parsons hits 30 without those draft picks, are the Patriots really going to be in a contention window? As good as he is, he single-handedly has not helped what is a better Cowboys roster have any success in the postseason. So I'm not opposed to it exactly, but I just think he's going to cost too much if he gets dealt at all, which I still don't think he will.
Is there another way to effectively spend the money that they have left over right now other than trading for someone who's going to cost a bunch of money after the trade? I mean, I'm not necessarily interested in spending the money just because you have it. That seems foolish, but it's there, and there's.
And then also, Artie, the question is, you hear people complaining about they have this much money. Is that, like, Alex, can you think of something that they could have gotten in free agency that someone outspent for that would have made a huge difference this year and into the future?
Not in free agency, no. Now, if they'd been maybe more aggressive on DK Metcalf and paid him, that would be the one thing I think of. But, these wide receivers come available every year. Every time I hear, they missed it on the wide receiver. And I was hearing that after DeAndre Hopkins. And look who's become available since then. Ayuk, Metcalf, maybe Terry McLaurin. I'm sure there'll be guys next year that want to get paid or want out of their respective situations. So to answer the original question, Hardy, the cap rolls over. So that's basically how you spend it. You go out next year and They do need to make external additions. Christian Gonzalez is also looking at what's going to be a very significant contract. Outside of a trade, I don't know how you spend that money this year, but it will benefit them going into next season.
All right, let's talk about some of your roster projections here. We've been talking a lot about the running backs. What do you think the Patriots are going to do?
So I have 4 on. The 3 that everybody considers lock: Stevenson, Henderson, and Gibson. I also put JaMychal Hasty on. I know he signed late. I just think since he got here, his usage has reflected that of a player the team plans on keeping. Now, maybe they could get him to the practice squad and elevate him, but he's going to contribute on special teams, and he's a plus special teams player. And he gives you some running back depth where you have Ramondre Stevenson, who's dealing with something here going into the start of the regular season. He was wearing a red non-contact jersey. So we've seen the last few years how quick running back depth can evaporate. There was a game, I think 2 years ago, where they suddenly only had one healthy running back on the roster. Like, it happened very quickly. So Hasty is a guy that if he's your 4th running back, if you need him to carry the ball a few times a game, he can handle himself. Not quite the same level as Brandon Bolden, but sort of reminds me of that guy. So I had those 4 on.
Okay, so Cold Strange, who would have thought he could have been a bust?
Who saw that coming?
Except for every other team and draft analyst.
But the majority of us in the media.
Yeah, well, that he played for some
Certainly
mid-major.
not Sean McVay.
Yeah,
No.
he played. Well, yes, exactly. Apparently not Sean McVay.
Right.
If you remember, McVay made a sarcastic comment
We
after
thought
the
he was
draft.
going to be available in the 4th round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he played without gloves in a mid-major, so that is big news. But like, there's talk of him not making the team. The left side of that line is up in the air. There's talk of them needing at least to add depth from cuts that other teams make. Does Cole Strange make this team? What's your analysis of the offensive line at this point?
So I put Cole Strange on. I had 10 offensive linemen. I may end up changing that by the time I do my final roster projection next week. The only way Cole Strange makes it is if it's essentially one of these things where they're still trying to figure out their starting left guard. They're still trying to figure out their center, and they're just going to continue the competition into the regular season, kind of like they did at tackle last year, which obviously isn't great, but it's something that the teams do, especially with how restrictive contact is in these training camp practices. You don't get a lot of time to evaluate offensive linemen. But if they're not going to do that, I mean, of the 10 guys I had on, he's probably 10th. Ben Brown, once he started playing guard, that was a bad sign for Cole Strange, because the one thing Cole Strange had going for him was the versatility. You usually don't keep a backup interior lineman who can only play one position, right? Who can only play left guard or can only play center. Ben Brown had only played center to that point. Cole Strange could play center and guard. Now that Ben Brown's playing guard, Cole Strange is kind of struggling at center. He had 2 bad snaps yesterday. They're going to keep Ben Brown over him. The only thing is, if Ben Brown ends up starting, right, maybe they move Jared Wilson to center, Ben Brown's at left guard. Well, now you still need that multi-position backup, and that would basically be how Cole Strange would have to make the roster.
We've talked at length about the offensive line, just like you have, and I'm looking at the joint practices with Minnesota, which weren't necessarily great for the offense, and then the number 1 offense on Saturday didn't look great. Should we be worried about this, or is this just regular stuff getting ready for the regular season?
It's a little bit of both. Like, I don't think it's as bad as last year. Some of the stuff from the joint practices, like I trust Will Campbell. I think he'll figure it out. I think he'll be fine. Morgan Moses is still limited. Right? Like, once he's back out there, he should be stabilizing. It's still not great. I think their ceiling is a top 20 offensive line in the league. Now, that's much better than 32nd, but it's still not great. The thing that worries me is I think that the starting 5 we've seen for most of the summer, Campbell, Wilson, Bradbury, Onwenu, and Moses, I think that group is okay. As soon as you start pulling 1 or 2 guys out, though, it really turns into a house of cards. And odds are all 5 guys are not going to play 17 games across the board. So that's where I'm nervous, is once they start having to go to backups, or if Garrett Bradbury regresses, or if Morgan Moses regresses, or Will Campbell doesn't figure it out, like, it can get bad pretty quickly.
All right, you saw May play. First of all, do you think he plays on, what is it, Thursday? Do you think he plays on Thursday night? And are you getting any vibe of his readiness as this preseason goes on?
It's tough to, like, Vrabel seems to want to play guys. I don't know. Usually the starters don't play in this 3rd game if they've played in the first 2. In terms of his readiness, I think the big thing is that just getting himself mentally set early in games. I know Zoe talked about it earlier this week, just not having those sprays, those inaccurate throws early in the games. That's the big thing that stood out to me. I don't know how much one drive in the preseason is going to help him learn the Josh McDaniels offense at this point, right? I think he has a pretty good grasp of it. I don't know that one drive is going to help more, especially since they're getting into scout team stuff now in practice, and I think that's where they're really picking it up. So
we're just trying to figure out if Fred is going to watch the game or not, and that is entirely dependent on the number of starters and how long they play.
So Vrabel said yesterday that they hadn't determined yet. The fact they hadn't means I think the door's still open. If they play, I think it's going to be the same thing we've seen. I think it's going to be one, maybe two drives. It's not going to be the dress rehearsal third preseason game like he used to be.
Yeah. It's all messed up now. You don't know what to expect. All right, Kyle Duggar, not going to be there?
I don't think so. I was on the fence, and then he has that near fumble on the last play, and that – I know it's a preseason game and ultimately the outcome doesn't matter, but you look at the situation he's in, and that's what this time of year is. You're judging guys off of that. That's the exact kind of play I feel like this coaching staff has been preaching cutting out of the organization since they got here, right? It's a bad football play. It's not a high IQ football play. Can just go down, end the game, tries to run it out for no reason, gets the ball punched out. That seems like the kind of thing they've been preaching getting rid of. So when you have a guy that's on the fence already, makes that sort of play. Now, there's financial implications. They really don't save any money if they cut him. I actually think they ultimately save more money if they hold on to him through this year, I believe, and then cut him at the end of the year. So there is still that thing, but he's being used on the scout team. He had that bad fumble. I mean, just football-wise, it's all pointing to him not being on the team.
All right. Well, Alex Barth, read him, watch him, 985thesportshub.com. Alex, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, there you go. Alex Barth with the big expectations this season. It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. Ryan Clark says the offensive line is vastly improved. And I heard it on Felger and Maz, and Maz made the point that I think I've made several times as well, he ain't watching the Patriots.
There are signs that this could go horribly wrong. If they don't clean up right tackle, if Morgan Moses can't make it through and they don't figure out left guard, and Garrett Bradbury, who Minnesota let go for a reason, plays like he did last year, and Drake May wound up getting pummeled again. He's running for his life, and Stephon Diggs is the only receiver that can get open, and there is a path to a disaster on the table here. I hope it does not come to that, because
Ryan Clark said they would be nipping at the heels and challenging the Buffalo Bills. They would be the team in the division that is challenging them.
Gosh, Fred, I just don't see that at this point.
It's what he said.
All right.
Now, as rooting for a bad team, you're going to find a lot of national analysts saying things that you disagree with, because indeed they can't watch every team. So that's where we're at. We'll be back in just a moment.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drink.
spokes, or not the spokes, but like the crank and like the chain, I guess.
Yeah.
So like that would be shorts. But if you're riding to work and you're ultimately just going to change clothes, and I know you have a helmet on, and you would keep the helmet on in the elevator because you just don't have a place to put it. But why would you wear tights? And like if you're just driving your bike to work, couldn't you just wear like shorts and a t-shirt and then get to work? You're just going to change your clothes anyway. Is there a reason, if performance is not an issue, like you're not looking to go super fast, that you have to wear tights?
Maybe he is looking to go super fast. Maybe it's part of training. Maybe he's incorporating his commute into his training regimen for his cycling competition. You know, maybe he lives 20 miles away from here and wearing shorts and a T-shirt and flopping around, and then you got the wind to contend with. And you're like, man, I wish I had my...
What would be flopping around?
The fabric of the T-shirt and the shorts.
Because I was going to say, if you see your balls, I mean, your balls are on the seat.
No, you gotta be streamlined. Maybe he's got a long ride in.
What did Rucker used to wear when he would bike in from North
Normal
Reading?
clothes.
Yeah.
And also, why do you got to put the bike on the elevator? Why don't you just chain it up outside?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Maybe he lost the key to his kryptonite lock.
Well, this is a guy who BMX'd, and if you left the bike around Troy, Michigan, that thing was gone. There was no Huffy that wasn't getting taken out of that garage.
Dude, we never left our bikes outside unattended. Somebody would always stay outside with the bikes.
And then
usually like 2 and 2, but if there were like 3 people going, one person would stay outside. And the other 2 come on, then the other person. Normally Victor Thomas. He would have to stay outside by himself.
Why?
Yeah.
Why Victor Thomas?
He was a low man totem pole. Or maybe he was the tough guy.
Yeah, unfair, but, Mark Harper and I were just, better friends,
Oh, he was the third guy in.
If it was Rob Poston, now that was a different story. Now we got a real situation. Who's going to
playing the organ?
Did you ever have to stay? You ever have to stay outside with the bikes?
Come on, Wallach.
I guess not.
Come on.
This alpha?
You're just a
you
user.
think he's,
That's how you are.
No, he's an alpha. You're upset because you would have been the guy watching the bikes.
Probably.
Which is why you're getting annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Then you bring
annoyed
your
at
bike
Hardy.
in.
Yeah.
And so, and you're working at an office, so obviously you can't put it in the lobby. So then you got to bring the bike in. And then what I'm thinking is, if I work there, this guy wants me to talk about his bike. Like, he very much wants me to see this bicycle.
It's a significant portion of his self.
Yeah, like you're showing me this bicycle, like you want me to see it. Like if he has his own office, say, and it's in there, like if it's a cubicle situation, I don't even know where you put the bike. Like you can't put it at the cubicle. You're taking up everyone's space.
I want it to be an executive level guy who's got a big office and he's got it like on the wall.
Oh,
Like, he's got
he's
hooks
got
on
the
the wall
rack.
behind him. Like if you had a small apartment and you got to hang it up like in the apartment because there's no floor space on it, I want it to be like behind his desk.
Yeah, like it's a conversation piece.
Exactly.
Like look what I did today.
I knew a guy like that once.
Like in the summer I ride my bike to work.
I'm gonna ask.
Carbon emissions not my problem.
I'm gonna ask a question I already know the answer to. Do you currently own a bicycle that is yours, Fred?
Oh, yeah, I got 100 of them. No, I don't have a bike. My kids don't have bikes.
Do you have
one
a
has
bike, John?
I do.
So do I.
And now, when was the last time you two rode those bicycles?
Ooh. And now you're going to take me back. It's been at least a year.
2-3 years, probably.
Now, I did have a bike, and this is something I got real cheap. I did buy like a real cheap bike, and because I usually don't do things I would usually just get something that's pretty good. I got like a bad one when my kids were super little, but it got hit with the garage door, and now it's all and it would be at my ex-wife's house anyway. So I believe I don't have a bike, and my kids haven't ridden bikes. My daughter knows how to ride a bike, but hasn't ridden a bike ever regularly, and my son stopped riding a bike like anyone else, like when he was like
Fred,
14.
I did the same thing when the kids were younger. It was like during the pandemic, and I went and I bought like a sweet BMX off like Craigslist.
Oh, I bought a
have
GT
bike
Performer
to like ride around with them because we had nothing better to do because it was the end of the pandemic.
I have a GT Performer that
mine
I
was a
bought
Mongoose.
during the pandemic, and I can't even ride it.
Bought it off
It's
some
too
guy
small.
in New Hampshire for like $50.
No, I can't ride it. I'm too tall. Like
Yeah.
I don't think you can be. Wiggy could ride it. You know who could ride it was Wiggins. Wiggins was like big BMX guy, obviously, because I had Nick put it together, and he put it together at the old station, the Hellhole in Dorchester, and he put it together. And Wiggins got on it because he was doing he was doing hot, right?
Yeah.
And he got on the bike and he was driving around like skidding it out and stuff. Like he was good at it, but I couldn't even really ride it at my size. And Wiggins is certainly my height, if not taller, and certainly much larger than me. So height's not really an excuse. But for me, I couldn't sit on the seat and ride, and I was having trouble riding it standing up. And then I tried to give it to my kids, and they didn't want it. So the GT Performer might actually be outside my house for a couple years. It might still be outside my house.
See, that's funny. I asked my son, whose birthday is today, happy birthday, Calvin, at the beginning of the summer, if he wanted a new bike, because he was doing the summer job, and there were going to be certain days when we wouldn't be able to take him or pick him up. And it's kind of a long walk to get there. And I said, the last bike I bought you was during the pandemic, and, it was a pandemic bike. We could only get what we could get when you were 10 or whatever. You want a new bike? And he's like, no, I don't want a bike. I'm like, well, you could bike to work, you take it down there. And he said, no, I'll walk. Well, in days you can't drive me.
Scary to drive a bike on the road. I don't like doing it.
Yeah, I think he would probably go on the sidewalks.
No, I would too, but then it's a pain in the ass because the sidewalk, there's construction and then you got to get into the road. It's scary. I don't want to do that.
I don't know if he was scared as much as just like, no, I'm not riding a bicycle.
Well, I'm putting myself in his position, is that I would just be scared. And probably when you're that close to driving, it's not overly cool.
Exactly.
You're like Ronald Miller.
Exactly.
Like riding your bike to school.
Mm-hmm.
And when all the jocks got convertibles and all the girls got Volkswagen Jettas. When you're
when he was driving her
it's
car.
A Jetta.
It was a Jetta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know why you don't know. Again, back to the thing. You never were going to be in that Jetta. Courtney Kling's Jetta. You were going to be watching the people getting in.
You're going to be on the
Space
bus.
Invaders. Yeah, getting on the bus and walking to the arcade, like in the Subdivisions video by Rush. That song saved so many lives, according to Geddy Lee, in his biography. It said Subdivisions so many people said that saved my life.
I still look for him at Blue Jays games, even though he's never there.
I know he sold his and gave away all his baseball stuff. He collected stuff for 20 years, and then he just take it. It's like the Alamo stuff that Phil Collins. He just spent his lifetime getting into this stuff and then realized at a certain point,
I don't care about any of this crap.
Yeah, this is just this killed some time and now it's time to go. I'm rich and this was something to do and now I don't care about it anymore. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Our intern's last day is today, and is there pressure on him? A tremendous amount of pressure. He's going to be on the air. We'll have that for you in just a moment.
You're listening to authority. So 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox began a two-game series with Baltimore with a loss last night, 6-3 at Fenway Park. Jarren Duran drove in all 3 runs for the Red Sox in the defeat. The two teams play again tonight at Fenway Park. Sox also announced that Tanner Houck underwent reconstruction surgery on his pitching elbow yesterday. He's expected to miss all of next season. As for the Patriots, they were without Christian Gonzalez, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, Kendrick Bourne, and Efton Chisholm at practice yesterday. Gonzalez and Bourne will practice or play this week as the team gets ready for their final preseason game Thursday night on the road against the New York Giants. Kyle Duggar worked with the scout team yesterday. He seems to be sliding off the depth chart. Elliot Wolf, though, told the media yesterday that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I think there's still a role. It's about trying to find the right combination and earn a role. And some of the, the safety position is a lot based on communication. And so, getting Craig, who's a rookie out there with different combinations of people is kind of something that we're looking at as well.
In other team news, Fox News and others are reported this morning the Patriots have reached out to Cincinnati about a possible trade for hold-in defensive lineman Trey Hendrickson. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Eastern Massachusetts' leader in drain cleaning and pipelining, Drains by James. Slow drain, clogged drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
It's called Rising and Grinding.
Start your
Got your finger on the pulse, Fred. Seldom right and never wrong.
Right here. Oh. Is that Toucher or is that Hardy?
I know, looks like a poodle. It's an effing poodle, dumbass. The extended cut, he's like pops in to give like facts of now and what was true and what wasn't. He's the star of the movie. If you haven't seen it in a long time, you should probably remember he like will make out with dudes in the band.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. I mean, I've certainly used it at least when I have this pretend relations with the ladies. I need something, and he like when the dude from Brian's Jonestown Massacre freaks out, like he pushes this guy around and he kind of just takes it. He's the guy that's always in the band. Anyway, he has a biography, and I just got that. You know what? It's taken a few passes to get through, and it's very difficult. Danny Trejo's book. Danny Trejo is one of the first audiobooks I ever got. I always go back to it. He does it, and he has a very difficult time reading. So it's a bit of a struggle.
I read that one. I tore through it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, when he's reading it, it's a little difficult.
Get a book. You and your audiobooks, you child.
I am reading. But I read fiction. Why, Fred? Why? Why would you read fiction but listen to a biography? Interesting you ask. I feel that fiction has a physical need when you read it. That it's designed almost in a way to be visual, as well as just the words aren't the only important thing. It's the structure of the words and the way they dance upon the page.
That's good for the YouTube crowd right there. I like that description. It's very visual.
You like that?
I do. I like that. I don't like Hardy's comment about you getting a book. It's very ableist, Hardy. Some people are unable to
he can
to have an audiobook.
So what Adam does is he has one of them bird nests in front of his house with books in it, but he also keeps some...
we had a little free library for a while.
You did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's such a service to the community. So everything that you took a dump holding on to can be passed around the neighborhood.
Put in your mailbox.
Yeah, pink eye for everyone.
The kids loved it.
Little box there
in the neighborhood. They loved it.
Oh, everyone loved it. Yeah. Everyone's always taking books out of those things. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah,
I've taken books out of them.
You have. Of course you have. You're the kind of person that comes up with the idea.
His immune system is so
You're
high.
the reason that there's like a Newton Parks and Recreation's fishing guide or something. Like,
there you go, yeah.
like that they've dumped all this time and energy into something that one person will consume.
Wilbur never had a communal gardening shed until Adam 12 showed up. He's like, hey, we don't all need to buy a rake. It's just one rake.
So I'm sick of walking my dog in this one woods. So I went to this other woods in Newton. And I'm like, where's this thing going? Like, I'm like, there's no good trail. And it's like the huge woods. And then I see it's this vast community garden that I've come upon. So I had my dog pee on everything. I'm like, kill it all. Kill it all. They had no peeing signs. I'm like, don't tell me what to do, Pops. I'm like, I'm going to have this.
Signs everywhere. Signs.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, Jack, you're just asking me to rebel. I'm like, Deuce, get loose. My daughter made a fun video with Deuce, but she wants me to put it on Instagram, and I'm debating whether or not I want to put it on Instagram because I don't want any creeps.
Show it to us for
show it
control.
to me.
The dog is very funny in it. It's doing a funny thing specifically he'll only do with her, but it's a thing. All right, ask me the person in studio's name.
What the intern sitting here with us? What's his name?
No clue. And that
He's
is
been
an
here
honest
for
to God
months.
truth.
Months he's been here.
If you asked me to describe him, I could describe him.
Where does he go to school?
Oh, well, not you have you. He knew a lot about UMass Amherst just now.
Yeah. So what can you deduce from that?
That he goes to UMass Amherst.
And his name starts with a C.
Well, it's not Conrad, because if so, we'd have a whole belly situation in here. Shots out.
It's
to the summarize term pretty crude.
He's got a 3-letter nickname for his actual name.
Oh, if it's 4 letters, I would say you can't say that. Starts with a C. That would be my guess.
I feel like my name has been said at every pre-show and post-show meeting.
But you have to understand that I'm in a very creative space there, and I can't be bogged down with information like
he
names.
Shares a name with the 2020 Patriots quarterback.
He shares a name with a high executive of the Boston Bruins.
Yes.
Cam.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Cameron.
Wow. Very good.
Excellent.
First try.
It was the Bruins thing, I think. That's what it
Well, it was the Bruins thing.
Yeah.
All right, so Cam was
he was saying Cam Newton, but I
So-
wouldn't have gotten that off the top.
Fred, let me introduce you to Cam. He's been our intern
we've
here
met.
for months.
We've met. He's participated in meetings, which is what I would strongly suggest our interns do, because you're just kind of sitting back there, not really having a lot to do. It's the conceptualizing of the show.
Yeah, that's where the magic is.
Well, I think that's of value to someone to see people sitting around and in structuring a show. Even though that's not everything, I think that's what's of value. I think that's something that if you're going into a creative space, you're going to be asked to do.
So we asked Cam to do something today. We were trying to come up with something for 9 o'clock here, and
It's the summer.
We love a list. We love a list.
Yeah.
And in trying to come up with a list, we said, you know what? Why don't we have Cam come up with a list of lists that you don't have to pick one for us to do. Why don't you just pitch us some lists that we could have been doing at this point? And if we really like one, we may end up focusing in on that list. But this will prove how much you know the show after months here of being a part of the show, and see what lists we might gravitate toward and might be able to riff off of.
You know, Scott just texted me and he said there's zero reason to know the intern's name. So, he's on my side of this.
Scott gets away with it by just instantly hanging a nickname on an intern. Right?
My father and I bonded in Alabama when he came out to Alabama for my son's tournament. I was like, I don't know what it is, because he was talking about the parents, and I'm like, I can't remember anyone's name, like in any situation. And he said, that's one thing that we have in common. He said, that's one thing. And he said, I can't remember anyone's name. And I went to Dartmouth and got a perfect score on my SATs. This is what he said to me. No, he didn't say the sad part, but it's true. So it's not a sign of being dumb. Let's just put it that way. All right, Cam.
All right, Cam, what do you got for us?
Make with these effing lists already. Don't humiliate yourself. This is your shot.
I'm going to do my best.
All
I've
right.
been doing a lot of learning and a lot of listening, so I tried to find some lists that would maybe pertain to each of you.
See, look at that.
Cam, look at you.
There you go, Cam.
I like that, Cam. Go ahead.
So I'll start with Fred. A couple times while I've been here, you've
This
mentioned...
sounds eerily familiar. Forget it.
You know what? You should say Fred for last, because he's immediately going to gravitate toward his own list. And there's not gonna be a time for
I'm a
anything else.
narcissist.
So
Only
start
child.
with Wallach.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because we'll get through these quick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this was
Because I'll think
something
we'll
that...
Go ahead. Go to John.
John was probably the hardest one to come up with, but
'cause
I
he's
had...
zero.
oh my God.
Big fat zero.
Yeah, he's big
Don't
four
listen to him.
corners.
None of us do. You're fine.
So I had Adam and Ryan help me.
Is it food? Is it culinary? He's a foodie.
He loves shrimp scampi. That's his hobby.
The list is 24 easy and creative staycation ideas for the homebound holiday.
That's great.
That's really good.
That's really
Save
good.
this list, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some more summer to kill.
Leave this behind. We got a whole week left here before John and I.
That's an excellent one because you gathered from your being around the show that John is it looks like a bird, but also stays home like a bird.
Yeah.
He does not like to leave on his vacations. That's excellent.
Okay, good.
That was excellent. Go ahead.
Another list I have is 5 worst things that someone can do on a flight. Because I've heard
Is that for John?
It's mostly for Fred because I've heard that he does talk a lot about Delta Airlines and all of these.
Well, Delta have nothing but positive things to say.
Right.
As I am a Diamond Medallion member.
I feel like those would be obvious. I don't think there's.
They are kind of obvious.
I don't think
and there's going to be
it was
stuff
going to be like a guessing game.
And there's going to be stuff like taking off your shoes, which I could care less if someone takes off their shoes.
Using your speakerphone to have a conversation. Yeah, we can guess what they would.
I don't know why you would do that anyway. It's like
ask the woman who was sitting next to me on the Frontier flight coming back from Raleigh-Durham on Sunday. I don't know, but she did.
As the person on the other end of that call, I'd be like, "Why is this is only meant for you? This is not meant."
But they
for
don't
an
know.
audience.
They don't know. And I found out my son does this. Apparently, my son has every conversation on the phone using the speakerphone.
Really?
Yeah.
I do at home. I use the speakerphone.
I do it also because I think it sounds better for the person on the other end.
Well, and also you can, we've become so distracted that you can do other things like with your hands and stuff. Like, for instance, my agent, who I pay 5% of my pre-tax salary to, called me yesterday and said, I hear, she's going to get so pissed. I hear that there's a new, way that you're receiving your paychecks. Can you send me the agreement that the company asked you to sign for? And I went, huh? Now I got to gather all this information. You know how when you sign up for something, it just says, do you agree? And it's like this laundry list of crap. It wasn't like a contract from Beasley. It was just something from this third party.
She didn't like you signing something without her looking at it.
Yeah, but then you get it. Like, why do I have to get it? Like, and then I had to go back and I emailed a guy here from Beasley, and he's like, ask this guy. And then he said, maybe you can get it on the app. And I went to the app and I couldn't find it. So now all she's done is put a seed in my brain that I've done something terrible, which I can't imagine's true.
No, you just
if it's just a third party vendor that's giving you your money. I mean, your money's your money.
Maybe not. Who knows what you signed?
I don't know, but for 5% of my income, which you already know I'm diamond status Delta, I ain't some 9 to 5 or nickel and dimer. You would figure she could go get the information, Heather. Why are you putting work on my plate?
All right, what's the next list, Cam?
Go ahead, Cam, with the list.
My next list would be list of jobs that Bill Belichick could have if he was not a coach.
Oh. It would have to be it would be being replaced by AI as we speak because it would be some data processing thing. It could nothing where you're face forward.
It's too bad movie phone doesn't.
He could be the
exist anymore.
spokesperson for a Purse Pig website, a FinSub. It's not a job.
Well, he
job.
wouldn't have.
He can't run the site. He can't write the code. But
he wouldn't
be
be
the
much of
spokesperson.
a pay pig though if he was working one of these. He would have to be like a data entry person. Because there's no way he could do anything that involves relating to people.
Right. So where I was going to go with that was I was thinking late night talk show host with Fred as his partner. So that Fred could just absolutely pick his brain for a while, get a lot of good content.
So, but that's not on the list. You're just pitching the list. You don't have to pitch, how we're going to riff.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need you to pitch how we're going to riff off the list.
Lane here, Cam.
Yeah,
you can't be doing that.
You're just pitching the list.
Come on, stay true to your form here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you were doing so well with the staycation ideas. All right, what else you got?
Well, one that I have, just to kind of get back to sports, would just be top 10 villains in Boston sports history. Like the top 5. Was interesting to me.
Aaron Hernandez.
It's got a very Maz's Tears feel to it.
It does, doesn't
I think they did a Maz's Tears of villains. Yeah,
Oh.
sports villains earlier this summer. Good summer programming, but I I really like the staycation one. Okay.
Yeah, I like the staycation.
You got one more?
Well, yeah, my last one would just be for Hardy, just top 10 like stereotypical dad sayings, and just if Hardy has ever said them to his kids.
Oh, now that's not a bad one.
Okay.
If I've actually ever said the saying.
Right.
Okay. Do you have an example of one?
I have a couple. Like, don't make me turn this car around when I was your age, ... Geez Louise. Like,
I do when I was your age all the time.
I do when I was your age all the time.
I use my father as a shining beacon of how great I am. I always say, do you think my father drove me places? Do you think my father talked to me? I say that all the time.
Well,
and they're like, I love Grandpa. And I'm like, I know you do. And he's like a nice man. Like, he's a good man, but he was not that very present father.
As we go off to do like activity number 2 or 3 for the day for my son's birthday today, I'm sure that will come out of my mouth. Boy, this reminds me of the time my dad spent the entire day with me on my birthday, taking me from place to place. Oh, that never happened.
My dad never drove me
birthday.
anywhere. My dad never drove me anywhere unless it was an event. He took me to Judas Priest when I was in 5th grade. I can name where he took me. I remember. He took me to 2 Tiger games. We went to that Pittsburgh Lions game, but that was when he was getting normal when I got older. Like, when I was a kid, like, I could, if I really thought about it, I could probably name 90%
Did you take you to
of
WrestleMania?
He took me to WrestleMania.
Because I remember that.
Because he got tickets. He worked for Donor, and he got tickets. It doesn't matter how he got tickets, but he did take me.
Mm-hmm.
So he did take me to like and he took me to a Tiger game. But like and he coached baseball for a couple years, which was a nightmare. So don't even start with that being a good thing. That was a nightmare. Got black eye. A bunch of stuff happened. Making me play catch with him at like midnight.
Yeah.
Like took a ball to the face.
For 25 years, from the time I left home until the year my dad died, he would call me every year on my birthday, the day after my birthday. He was convinced it was March 31st.
Oh, my dad wouldn't even know what month my birthday's in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bravo. Yeah. Happy birthday. Thank you. It was yesterday. I mean, I didn't correct him.
How about that?
It's just he never had the day right.
Yeah. If I call and it's my dad, this has been changing a little bit recently, but my dad was a big, like, I'll get your mother. Like, because they still have a house phone, because I know from experience it's chaos whenever a phone rings in that house, because it's hard enough for them to find the home phones. I told you my dad answered his CPAP machine or something, my mom said. Like, he picked up like a thing that wasn't the phone, and they're not senile. They're actually really good for their age. And my dad, like, it's just chaos when a phone goes off because they don't know where anything is. And my father picked up something that wasn't a phone and like was getting angry that he couldn't operate it. And I'm not making fun of when it's senile because they're both with it really well. It's just, it's like letting a wet cat out in the house as soon as a phone rings. So you got to call them on every phone a couple times.
Yeah.
And then they'll be out, and then my mom will answer all out of breath. Freddie, I couldn't get no kidding, you couldn't get the call.
Right.
All right.
All right, so a couple of good lists there, Cam. Well
All right,
done.
Cam, when you go back to school?
When do I go back? I'm planning on moving in like next week at some point.
Are you in off-campus housing?
I am.
What grade are you going into?
Going into junior year.
Oh.
Nice.
You in a fraternity?
I am not.
1 year in the dorms?
2 years in the dorm.
Oh, you did.
They probably make you do 2 years, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you could probably get off campus housing, but it's much easier.
Rollins, they make you do 2 years, even 3. It might have been 3.
It was 2 at my school when I was there.
So, you know what? That's the difference between the haves and the have-nots, I guess, Cam. All right, Cam, well, thank you. You did an excellent job just now, and thank you for being our intern. I do appreciate it.
Had a great time.
And you're obviously welcome back at any point. Adam's taking you out to lunch, I'm told. He asked if you liked sandwiches.
Yes.
I know a great sandwich place. For lunch? God, I don't know. Okay.
Adam's like, I'm going to take him out to lunch, which, of course, I want to go home and go to sleep. And he's like, I want to take him out. And then he goes, do you like sandwiches?
See, what we're going to do is order a foot long, but we're going to split it.
That's right.
And that's how you save money.
$5 foot long.
Yeah.
Remember they used to have those?
He brought in
I
the
do.
Sunday paper, all the stuff inside of it. He's been busy with the scissors.
Yeah, that's
Cam,
right.
you might want to
Flipping.
pay. That might be a nice gesture.
In fact, you know what? Let me spring for lunch.
Smart move.
Yeah, let Hardy. He carries cash around like a
He's
big shot.
You boys go have yourself an actual meal of food.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do you like sandwiches?
Don't split a sandwich.
You should have said no. You know what I like? Foie gras. You know what I like? Caviar. That's what I like. I want to go to one of these. I want to go to the Capitol Grill. There's one in Waltham. They're very good to me. Very good to me, Jonathan.
Oh, very
I
good.
look like a big shot.
Nice.
What do they do? What do they do that's so special?
Oh, Mr. Toucher, thank you for joining us.
Because your name's on the reservation.
Would you mind taking a picture?
Signing this and putting it on the wall.
Mr. Toucher, would you please go to the kitchen and talk to the staff? Please,
it would
please,
mean everything
please.
to them.
It would mean everything to them to have a celebrity of your magnitude just go back there and I say, no, I'm here to eat. Now get with it. And I want it free. No, I've never got anything free there. All right. Thank you, Cam.
Thanks,
good job. We will be back in just a moment.
You're listening to more of Toucher and Hardy
That's what I want on my tombstone.
on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Yeah, we came up with it. It's the email segment. You can find our emails at 985thesportshub.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Toucher and Hardy. You can follow us, Hardy, at Hardy985. And there's been a bit of a lull at Fred Toucher here on Instagram.
You didn't purchase another $25,000 to get you to 50?
Now that I know you can purchase it, I mean, I might just start going nuts and really get some good branding deals. But not only can you find us online, you can send us physical things, which is the case of these baked goods that we just got. And they're from a person that's not in the baking industry. They're from a media personality. And Hardy, you have some insight into this?
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring it up for reasons that I maybe don't have to explain, but will become obvious, I think. Zoe called me yesterday and said, what happened with you guys and Diana Russini? And I said, nothing happened with us. Oh, we talked about Diana Russini on the show this morning. And he said, oh, because we were trying to get her on the show, and she said, no. And I said, why? And she said, because of your morning show. I said, oh, well, all right. So to get the real story, I called T-Bone.
T-Bone.
And I said, hey, man, what's going on with Diana Russini? And he said, oh, well, he had run into her at Starbucks at Gillette Stadium, whatever it was, last week, I guess, when they were still doing their training camp shows. And he introduced himself, and he said, oh, would you like to come on with Zolak and Bertrand? And she said, sure. And I guess maybe she had some beef with Zoe that we referenced when we were playing the stuff yesterday. Mm-hmm. But they had squashed it, whatever. She had a report that Zoe said was incorrect or whatever it was. They put it behind them. But after, I guess when we were talking about her yesterday, people alerted her to the fact that we were talking about her. And I think she, as I heard it, maybe reached out to T-Bone and said, listen, I know I had said I'd come back on any time, but now I don't think I will because of, your morning show making sport of me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry about that, T-Bone. Didn't realize, I didn't think we, were really, doing anything.
Does anyone know, is it just that we're talking about her in any way, like making fun of her broadcast,
making fun of the podcast, or really is more making it just goofing on podcasts?
Well, first of all, I don't know anything about Diana Russini. I know she breaks NFL news, and then I've learned for the first time yesterday that she has a podcast. So I don't know how in depth this insulting could have gone, considering I don't know anything about her. I don't know how she looks. I don't know The Athletic. She's with The Athletic. I don't know who. I know the New York Times owns it. I don't know anything about her writing. I don't know if she's done TV. I don't know anything about her. I recognize the name, but in terms of what we did, if she took the time to listen to it and she's offended by it, first of all, I don't know how Zolak and Bertrand can move on without her. But
and this is why I didn't bring it up at all. I said,
is crippling.
If I do, it might make things worse, and I wouldn't want to sour their relationship.
Well,
and I wasn't even going to bring it up until.
It's just that, Jesus Christ. You're going to do this, and then if someone teases they're actively teasing like something, a clip from your show, that's going to be. I don't care. Fine. Whatever.
I do feel like and I think T-Bone feels the same way. There's like a network of like the national reporters, and they kind of like keep an ear out for each other. Like if somebody hears something being said about someone else, they'll alert that person.
She's not a very natural interviewer from the clips that we played, and she was a little dismissive of the midday show. I think those were the two things that we were saying.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't even remember. I didn't think it was all that bad. But I also and kudos to her friends or whoever alerted her to this. When someone is speaking ill of me, I don't want to hear about it. I really don't go out of your way to tell me about it. And we weren't even speaking all that ill. Whatever. Left it alone. Wasn't going to mention it. What did you just bring in here?
A big box.
There's a box of baked goods from the bakery across the street, which if you rotate that around, you can tell the name of the bakery and you can read.
Well, there's
the
no
note
reason
that
to
was
name the
taxed to it.
bakery because the bakery did not give us anything. So I wouldn't read the name of the bakery because they don't pay money on the station. Just you can read the note from Diana Russini.
There's a note. It says, as a woman in sports, it's also my job to make sure men are well fed. Thanks for your support. Best, Diana.
Well, that's fun.
Okay.
What fun. Let me hear what we played and see if I can make heads or tails of what I said. I need my Vox Pro up.
Season 2, Scoop City, we're starting off here. We appreciate that you came on season 1 when we were just this little baby that nobody was listening and watching. And now every single Minnesota Vikings blog listens to every episode.
And so with that, I said, oh, wow, every Minnesota blog listens to your podcast. And wow, so the second season, this has captured the attention of the nation, I'd assume, is what I said.
Yeah.
Now let's move on. Very offensive stuff.
Is there something outside football that drives Mike Vrabel nuts?
And then we made jokes about what Vrabel could say.
Yeah, we didn't.
There was
nothing about
her.
Diana. It was about Vrabel's
I can
answers.
remember if I.
Yes. People, when they leave their carts.
Okay, so that was a whole thing about carts and him. So that had nothing to do with her. Now let's play her on Zoe and Bertrand.
I was just with Bo Nix in Denver.
Yeah, that was annoying.
That one we like.
Were you? That's probably what I said, which I could see. That, I mean, really send a passive-aggressive baked goods pile. If someone goes after you like that.
I was just with Bo Nix in Denver. He is far along. He does not look like a second-year quarterback, right?
You like him, huh?
I like him a lot. And look, some of it is...
Reminds me of Tim Tebow.
That's not fair.
No. That's so
Reiner's going to leave based on that comment.
Tim Tebow could not throw. He threw pancakes.
She's saying you're not serious people.
I know he's a 5-year starter. I know he transferred and all that. It's just the look. It's like a fullback look. You know
I'm the one that's fallen off. I'm on Bill Simmons yesterday. I'm on this now. What's going on in my career?
Yeah, so that was just stupid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great. Okay. So I made fun of that.
No, but you went at me years ago. I remember, and I was like, should I say something to him in person? Because I'm not afraid of confrontation. But
you should. And then I made fun of that because I'm not afraid of confrontation. Obviously, with this passive-aggressive box of pastries, that's exactly what you are.
And I remember making fun of Beetle because he was all in on somebody going after Zoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine everyone that has ever said anything ill of me, and I didn't even say anything about her, just like made fun of something that I did or attacked me personally for that matter. And
you had to send them a box of pastries?
Yeah,
You'd be
and
broke.
I just ran around and sent everyone pastries in a passive-aggressive fashion.
But I remember thinking, I don't want them to think it bothered me that much because I got to, being a woman in this industry is not as easy as people think. They think we're all out here,
I go to everybody.
And then I said, yeah, being a woman I remember exactly what I said here. I said, yeah, being a woman in the sports industry is very tough. There's no doubt about it. But guess what? I've gotten a lot of negative stuff during my career, too. That's what I said. I said something along those lines. Far be it to be misinterpreted, I did say it's tougher for women. And that's why every time people complained about having Kendra on, I doubled down on it because I was like, it's ridiculous. I like Kendra and she'll come on the show.
You do.
Yeah.
I actually was just talking to my dad about comments this morning because after the Simmons thing dropped, I couldn't believe how mean people were. Like,
what the hell did I go after?
You're so ugly, or whatever. You didn't say that to me, but I'm sure you thought it. But whatever they're saying, like people just.
You're rude. I don't know what she looks like, so I can't speak of her looks. So it's.
And here's how it ended. She was talking about the swearing on the YouTube comments, which Zoe immediately took and ran with. We do a YouTube off-air show. We swear.
Right.
And it's had nothing to do with anything. He just heard YouTube and then talked about something.
Yeah, and so the bottom line was, as segments go, and you can listen to it or watch it on YouTube. It's from yesterday. You can listen to the podcast or you can YouTube it. When did we do it? At 9 o'clock yesterday? It's nothing. I mean,
yeah, it was 9 o'clock yesterday.
I am confident in my it not being personal, as I know for a fact in my brain I know nothing personal about her. So there you go. It was reacting to audio. which is, you're doing audio. You're doing something for public consumption. To be satirized, that's fair game. I don't really understand what the issue is. I don't know enough. I'm so innocent of anything because I know I don't know enough about her to take any personal shots at her. I don't know if she's married. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Diana Russini except that she breaks news about football, and it seems more this fall. And I recognize the name. Mm-hmm. But if we can't satirize what you're doing and your big box of crap, which I don't know if you're trying to be friends with us or if you're being passive-aggressive, it's just a weird gesture that I don't care for. So don't send us any more things. And I don't need you on the show, for that matter. The whole thing is annoying. You're just a pain at this point. Like, you're going to be a pain. Like, we have you on and something happens, you're going to be a pain. It's just, I know the type. You're just a pain in the ass, and I don't need it. So this is like when someone puts a honey bun on your cot in prison. Oh. You got to take that and throw it against the wall.
So you're not going to have any of the pastries?
No. No, it's like eating the honey bun in prison. If you eat the honey bun, then you become the property.
I'm reading this as a commentary, and somehow we are pigeonholing her into some type of role because she says, as a woman in sports, it's also my job to make sure men are well fed.
Yeah, it's something that like it's
chauvinistic, misogynistic.
Yeah, like I'm a righteous victim, and look at me, and you can go back and listen to it. There's nothing about it. But if she wants to be a righteous victim, it's a very self-satisfying place to be.
When's the last time you heard anybody like of any like note or worth going after and criticizing a woman in sports media specifically because they're a woman?
In comments constantly, in emails constantly.
On this show or any show that you listen to and like?
No,
it's
not on
even
shows, but it exists, but it didn't happen yesterday.
Right.
So the whole point is it does exist. I know it does. People say terrible things. People say terrible things to me. It's triple as bad for women. And obviously for her, it's even worse because everything is taken incredibly personally. And now she's a righteous victim who's being passive-aggressive. And that's a wonderful tower to be on. And we all bow to you as someone who has sacrificed so much for the good of the people. And you are an icon, a beacon of hope for women everywhere. And in showing how media people should handle things with passive-aggressive pastry sending, which is a message to all female reporters. This is the way it should be.
12, do you want to take the pastries, and that way you don't have to spring for lunch?
Oh,
with
it's
the
a good
intern?
call, 12. You can get out of it.
Yeah. You just hand the intern those pastries.
Yeah,
he can eat them.
There you go, boy. Eat them on the way back home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good. Have fun at UMass.
Yeah, have fun.
Here's some pastries.
But Adam takes a couple of them. Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. He's got to feed the kids.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Jesus Christ. That's something.
That box, man.
Just so dumb. And even if she's trying to be nice, like, you're weird. Like, stop it. Like, I don't like any of this. I don't like it if you're being nice. I don't like it if you're being passive-aggressive. I don't like any of it. Just leave us alone. Don't worry about it. No one needs to play your audio anymore. You made it very clear that you're not fair game. That when you talk, it's different than anyone else. Because you can't be, nothing you say can be mocked. Because you are this righteous victim. And we are responsible for every negative comment you ever get. Congratulations. In fact, why don't you make a thing that I should be fired? That would be good, too. That would really prove your point and really take you to the next level of a righteous victimhood. Almost a martyr at that point. And is that intoxicating to be. All right, we'll be right back.
Essentials.
no longer loves baseball.
Let's go. Let's ride.
98.5.
Like, let's roll the dice.
Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hart.
Matter to me. I just know what they do here.
Baby
I don't
steps.
care where they go.
What type of work did they do?
Not really sure. They're in the media.
No, you said they did. They were hard workers for you. What work did they do on the show?
Oh, they answered the phones, and we had callers actually compliment them how nice they are compared to former interns that would argue.
Oh,
like live shits. He would get into people on the phone.
Well, he knows more than that.
Of course, that's why he hosts his own
Do you
shows.
have nicknames? Did you have nicknames
Oh,
for
I
them?
don't nickname females.
wow. Well, see, now that's offensive. Why wouldn't you? If you're giving a nickname
what?
to a male intern, why wouldn't you give a nickname to a female?
That's an excellent
intern?
point. I'm going to nickname them today then on the show.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Oh, boy, I got some good
There
ones.
you
For
go.
you. It hit me right away, but I said
No,
I probably shouldn't say this.
This should be great. What time are you going to do that?
I don't know. I got to think about
What's
it.
this segment? Tune in at 10:50.
I actually need to come up with two different ones.
So I was going to nickname the female interns
Oh, this should
on
be
the show
good.
today.
This
I
should
think
be
that's a
real-
great idea.
It should just be smart and smart.
I like how
Qualified and qualified.
you pushed him right into it too. That was ingenious the way
Well,
you
it's
did
not
it.
hard.
I
Just
know.
say something vanilla and complimentary.
What are the odds that happens? What are the odds that happens?
Don't even
today?
make your own jokes. Don't mouth the words of your own jokes. Don't do it.
Oh yeah.
Zoe's eating the pastries that Diana Russini ate.
Did you have one or not?
Consider her decision not to appear on their show anymore. I do pray that she can reconsider, because I can't live with the guilt as being the responsible party for another show not having Diana Russini on. So if there's any way I could possibly make it up, I would get on my knees. I beg forgiveness for satirizing your public hosting or guest appearances.
Fred,
and
you're not
interviews.
helping.
Well, listen, she shouldn't be satirized. It should be just for the McAfees and
Thank
the
you.
Kelces of the world.
Thank you.
Far be it from us to make fun of a podcast.
There you go.
It never happened in the history of the show.
Right.
It's what the show does, and this is the first time that there's
But
someone
no more.
who makes a lot of money that is in this. It annoys me so much
Not
how
anymore.
passive aggressive.
We're not
it is.
doing it anymore.
What about that TikTok thing you guys were talking about a couple months ago?
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Eat your hungry man breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Eat your sausages.
Eat your 9 hash browns.
Eat your
and
Canadian
sausages.
sausages. All right, very good. It's something else. Louth just came in. He's like, I listened to it again when I found out about it. He's like, I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is there's no better feeling than being the victim. And just so
You're
righteous.
right, and everyone else is
Ah, you satirize me. I'll show you. Okay, very good. That'll do it for us. Bye.